Put him in, get him up.
Welcome everyone to Saturday Evening Chats. This is episode 29. So we have got Mr. Foss joining us. Welcome.
Howdy, howdy.
Let's see who was first up in the chat. Been a pretty lively chat so far. Looks like Mr. Gun-Loving Grandpa, followed by PCC Kid, The Poor Conservative, Kingpin, uh, Patriot in the Dark, Mystic Guns. Then there's you. So I figure we got the Trump nomination. What a shock! It, it was Amy Cohen. I don't know. She she seems like a good pick. She's not as 2A friendly as what the other lady's name was. I forget her. Um, she was a little more 2A friendly. Um, she probably would have got more of the Hispanic votes. You know, if he was trying to go for picking somebody to try winning votes.
Oh, the Cuban lady.
Yeah, yeah. I see we're joined out there by Mr. Hongshou Fett. Hey. So yeah, I just hope that whoever they, with him picking, Amy Cohen, she's not going to be so attacked, but I kind of think she will be attacked like um, Kavanaugh was.
I can't remember who they were. I saw something, but I'm not sure which one they were already attacking, saying that uh, she might have brought her adopted kids in illegally, but I'm not sure.
That would have been Amy Cohen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. The wife's corrected me. Amy Cohen Barrett. So, yeah.
But it wouldn't matter. I mean, if he had nominated Mother Teresa, they'd complain about her. Well, yeah, other than she's dead right now, but where she's still alive.
Yep. So, yeah. I just think, oh crap, I don't know why I can't remember her name. But I think she was a little more 2A friendly. But I don't see how they could really go after Amy over the fact that she's been on the 7th district for since what, 2017? She was confirmed. I see we got Mr. Ozark Yeoman out there. Yeah, we're talking about Amy Conant and Barrett.
Yeah, and she was whatchamacallit for Kennedy.
She was also the what, secretary or whatever under. What judge was she under for SCOTUS, woman?
She was a law clerk under Scalia.
Oh, she was the law
Oh.
clerk under Scalia.
That's what I was thinking of. Sorry. Not Kennedy.
Yeah, I couldn't either, so that's why you just yell to the woman and have her.
Ozark's dropping Little Rascal references.
Yeah, she is pretty constitutional, and if you look at some of the stuff that she's done in the 7th District, it does kind of bode well. But again, I guess we'll just see. We can't really put our cart before the horse, I really would like to see a nice 2A friendly judge get in there. I know a lot of people were thinking that when Kavanaugh, that he was going to be pretty good, but he's good, but he's just not that 2A guy. Yeah. Yep. Keith Gregory says 3 Democrat senators voted for her confirmation last time. So welcome Keith Gregory out there. So I don't really have a whole hell of a lot to talk about. Been looking at a SIG, a used SIG in 40 cal. So I don't know. I may break down and get it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious too about what Midnight's saying, that
Yeah.
if the court goes a little more conservative, maybe Kavanaugh will go conservative too.
Well, we shall see you later, poor conservative. Hopefully you do get to make it back. Kingpin says he's thinking about a PPQ. Oh, fuck.
My accountant told me I need to slow down.
Oh, so the wife has made her ruling.
Yes, and she actually is an accountant.
Well, if she can find you a way to be able to get those as a tax write-off, let me know, because I could probably use that same tax write-off.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh, you know, the thing is if you ever get monetized on YouTube, you have to pay taxes on that. So therefore it becomes a business. So then you could write off all your gun purchases as business related. So,
Well, I don't think I have to worry about being monetized for a long, long time. So,
yeah, I'm in that same boat. So, I see Two Gun Kitty's out in the crowd. He has a link if he wants to jump in. Kingpin asks how I'm doing. Yeah, I'm doing that. Oh, some people know that Tuesday I was in urgent care, severely dehydrated. Had a 2-liter IV fluid push and everything. So I haven't had a whole hell of a lot of energy this entire week. Hell yeah. Mr. Patriot in the Dark says that his daughter's been practicing with her pellet gun all week. She had a competition with a bunch of teenage girls today. Welcome to Gun Kitty. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, I'm a little beat. I've just been doing some yard work out in the heat and took its toll. Got a few bee stings, but got the job done.
Sounds like fun. I see
Oh,
we're joined out in the crowd by Miss Vanessa Kitty. So is it still pretty darn warm down there in Texas?
It's been getting better. It's just when you're out in the sun there, you feel a little bit more, but the severe heat is finally broke. It cools down in the evening, so.
Yeah. We're supposed to be going back into a heat wave here starting Monday. Supposed to go back into the 90s.
wow.
Yeah, that's not fun up there because that means you're usually going to get the humidity with it.
Oh, yeah. I was going to talk about that. So I don't know if anybody else is subscribed to Bald and Curious. He's over a lot on the Scotsman's channel, along with Alan B. Pro. Val's a pretty good guy, and he's doing a 1911 Sig Sauer Moulin giveaway. It's more of a kind of raffle. $100 entry. He's trying to raise some funds for a family member, friend of a family member. I don't remember. Her husband passed like a couple of years ago from cancer, and now she's got cancer, and so they're trying to help raise up some money to, help with the financial cost of the medical expenses. Yes.
Good cause.
So the winner's going to get 500 rounds of 45 ACP, a holster from, I think, Harry's Holsters, either an IWB or an OWB, depending on how you want to carry it. Plus, there's for some Oakley sunglasses that you can change, that have interchangeable lenses and stuff. If you can't afford to do the $100, you can always do a $20 and get in on a chance to win the sunglasses. So Kingpin said he's going to throw the link out into the chat. So you guys can always double check, check it out.
And you said that's for a SIG 1911?
Yeah, that's for the it's I think the special edition Moulin Labe.
Okay. Oh, is it the flat back Earth one or kind of like?
Yeah. It's a like a dark brown, almost like a kind of more looks like a chocolate.
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about. I have a SIG 1911. They are nice. It's all suited for shit, but they're well made.
So Hangzhou Fett says it's a burnt bronze.
Yeah, burnt bronze. It probably has the Spartan emblem on the grips. Yeah.
And it has the Moulin Labe written on the grips.
Yeah, I think those retail around 1,200 or so.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Hangzhou says PSA sells them. Remember having one in the store back in the day. Yeah, they're pretty nice. I was looking at one online. At the time, I decided to get the wife's P320 for anniversary present. They were like $1,200-$1,300.
Yeah, and if you go to a Cabela's or some of those places, they're going to be probably $1,350. Because I remember when I was looking into getting mine, I ended up getting the stainless base kind of model because I didn't want to spend a little bit more because I was looking at the Scorpion and that one also.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I was looking at a SIG. I think it's a 226 or 229 in 40 cal. It's another one of those limited edition SIGs. So
I get the red box 226 and 40 cal. And and then you can get the drop-in barrel for the 357 SIG, which I ended up doing that. So, yeah, that gives you a good option.
yeah, Kingpin says 500 rounds cost
What's
over.
500 rounds of? What's that going to run? That's a pretty penny on there too.
Yeah, Kingpin says it's about a $300 value.
At least, yeah.
So
right now,
if you factor the firearm, the 500 rounds, you're probably looking right there $1,500-$1,600 plus the cost.
Minimum.
Probably then
$50 holster.
Yeah. So you're probably looking, somewhere anywhere between $1,500 to say $1,700.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. The Scotsman did put out a video saying that he's looking into adding something to this giveaway also. So could be another surprise going on there. So
now does anyone know if this is a firearm that he purchased or did a company donate it for him?
this is so he purchased it like secondhand, but he knew the guy who had it, who never, like, he bought it, never shot it, and then Val bought it, or Bald and Curious bought it, and he's done like 2 videos with it. The video when he first bought it, and then the video he just did, you know, saying that he's gonna put it up for, he's donating the pistol to the raffle.
Oh, cool.
So if you figure there's probably, say, less than 100 rounds through the gun.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of those nice 1911s, people don't shoot them that much. Even, you know, probably put a box or 2 through it.
Yeah, it's probably, that'd be more of one of those ones that it's going to be a safe clean, or, you know, it's going to get put out on like a display box.
Yeah.
You know, be your barbecue gun. It's not going to be one that you're probably going to carry a whole lot. So, poor conservatives said, or Patriot in the Dark says, if I win, I'm giving it to Kingpin just to pay him back for giving me his Shadow 2. Yeah, Kingpin saying that Bald and Curious is a competition shooter, so he's out shooting, you know, 9mm a lot more than he's going to shoot anything else. So, yeah.
Now, how is he collecting the money for that? Is it a PayPal or?
So he has all that in the descriptions of the video. He's gonna do it through a website, so that the lady gets 100% of the funds instead of going through, you know, any of those other ones where they take a percentage of it.
Yeah, that's good if you get a site that doesn't overdo it with the gouging for the service.
Yeah. So I see we're joined by M. Gabriel out in the crowd and Mr. Rob D. What's going on?
Not much. How's it going, everybody?
So you gonna jump in on trying to get that SIG?
I'm unaware of what SIG you're speaking of, so I don't know. Is this like a giveaway thing or something like that, or?
Yeah, it's gonna be a raffle. Bald and Curious is doing it over on his channel. Trying to raise some funds for like a family member of his wife who has cancer. So he's donating a SIG 1911.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be jumping in on it, but it sounds like a nice deal. So, just ordered a bunch of stuff and got to see where things settle first at this point before I can get too crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish him good luck though, and I assume with incentive like that, hopefully the raffle works out well. So it's a lot
Plus,
better
he's
than
giving
a
out-
fruit basket.
Yep.
Yeah. And he's also got 500 rounds of 45 that's going along with it, plus a holster
Ooh.
for it.
45.
Yep.
If that was 9mm, I might have had to jump in, but
Yeah. I see we got a guy that comments out in the crowd. Feed Dog 27. They jumped in. So Kingpin says that he emailed you the link there, Rob.
okay. Yeah, I'll check it out for sure. You never know, right? You can't win unless you play. So
Exactly. Hell, if you just do the $20 draw, those Oakleys are like $200 set of sunglasses.
yeah. Me with Oakleys would be no good. So I've had bad reputation with expensive sunglasses in the past. So
Well,
if I get a pair I really like, I'm guaranteed to sit on them or leave them in the bathroom at the beach.
These are the these are the ones that
I'm
are
right
for
there
like,
with you.
yeah. I don't know how many pairs of Oakleys I've shattered playing sports, but these are the nice ones for like when you're out shooting and stuff like that. So you've got your clear lens, like your yellow lens, that are all interchangeable. So the earpiece clicks on and off, and you can switch it between different colored lenses.
Yeah, those are nice. I've got some. The ones I was issued are similar to that. I think it's New Vision or something like that it's called. But yeah, I think that style is well worth it for people into shooting and things like that. Especially the different lenses and stuff. It's nice to have options, especially get out and it's a real sunny day. It's a lot easier just to wear one pair of glasses and then try to fit, shades or something over safety glasses or trying, coming up with a combination that works. So.
Yep. I see we got Mr. Warsaw Patriot out in the crowd. Welcome. So, Midnight says, if NY Outcast, if you win the shades, send them to me and I'll send you a pair of broken ones.
Yeah, it sounds like him. I'm sure if I search around or check my couch, I can find some broken ones.
Yeah, that Warsaw's his channel that he did for his woodworking. He has been doing a CZ sign, and yeah, that CZ sign looked pretty good. Looked really, really nice. Yeah. If Snob would to do it, he'd just go ahead and leave them at SHOT Show for somebody else to go and get. Like he did his last pair.
That's how I usually get most of my sunglasses. I'll pick up some that someone left.
Hey, turn around and leave a $200 pair of sunglasses. Yeah.
Yep. Guilty. It's happened. That's why I don't go big on the pocket knives either. So everybody's got to have a $300 knife, not me. So no.
Mr.
I'm lucky to hold on to one for 6 months if I'm lucky.
Yeah, I think my EDC knife is somewhere in my wife's car. I gotta look for that sometime when I'm in there.
I
Yeah.
picked up a little cheapy knife from Coastal Farm and Ranch. It's one of those ProTac knives, and it has the spring assist open, glass breaker on the bottom. It's got a compass in the knife, which we all know. If you remember back in the 80s, those Rambo knives with the compass, those things stopped working after like friggin' a month.
Heck yeah, though. Those were awesome, dude.
Yeah, with the matches in the grip and everything. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
one buried under a porch somewhere right now.
The fishing line and the fish hook.
Yep.
Right. Those were amazing. I was sitting here thinking when you said your EDC knife, and I was like, where is mine? I have a Gerber that I've had for like 8 years, and I've sharpened it enough times that it's now a fillet knife, but it's still awesome. I still got it.
I've got a few Gerbers myself and SOG, so that's about as much as I want to spend for an EDC because I do stupid stuff. I'll pry something open with it or this or that, or, I don't, I'm not careful. It's a tool to me. So,
yeah, I still have my old K-bar that I carry in my tech gear, but it's a little big for an EDC.
Yeah.
I use that K-bar, was it TDI one? Just, little thing to get someone off you if you needed to.
Yep. I keep a couple of throwing knives with me too. They're useful at about 6 feet and under.
So, Mr. Nighthawk Medic, Mystic says smile.
I'm actually intrinsically a happy person. I'm sitting here screwing with this camera. It's a new camera, and I couldn't get the picture to do what I wanted it to do. And then I realized I've got crappy lighting in my office, so that's the problem.
Yep.
That's always a good excuse.
We've got Mr. Drucifer out in the crowd. Welcome. So yeah, it's we were talking about a few different things that were going on with like the SCOTUS pick, and then we went on to Mr. Bald and Curious giving away raffling off a 1911 Sig Sauer.
Yes.
$100 entry. Plus, it comes with 500 rounds of 45. Your choice of a Harry holster inside the waistband or outside the waistband holster. And then the crazy Scotsman says he's going to throw in something. He didn't say what.
Dude, that may be enough to pay for all that stuff at $100 an entry.
Yeah, so I was just thinking too, is there a runner-up or something? Like second prize or anything like that? Just out of curiosity, not trying to speak negative, but it does seem like it's a pricey buy-in.
Yeah, I'm like, if 10 people do that, he's got it paid for.
Well, he's trying to raise he's just donating the firearm because he's trying to raise money for it's like a wife's family member who's got cancer.
Oh, okay.
So it's more of he's just donating the firearm, trying to get people to, kind of. He has two different. There's a $20 raffle going on and a $100 raffle going on. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a serious topic. Now, I'm sorry I made a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice if you could get 20 to 30 people to buy in on that, and you'd have good odds at winning it.
Yeah.
I think you'd get more people if it was say 50 to buy in, but again, then you got to have so many people to justify it, I guess. But
I think my local shooting range typically does it at like $5 a ticket. And then, they've got 1,000 people I think I
Yeah.
have 1,000 people on my Facebook page. If you did something like that, you could probably do it.
Yeah, but then you got to think about, when you're doing those on certain platforms, it gets kind of wonky about,
Yeah.
your laws and crap like that. Because, so
Yeah, I've got a list of disclaimers that long on my ammo giveaway right now.
I haven't even signed up for your ammo giveaway.
You don't have to. You're already on my. If you're on my YouTube page, you're already signed up for it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm on your Facebook page and your YouTube. So does that mean I get 4 entries?
No, that just means you get one. And you get twice the amount of Nighthawk Medic spam.
Oh.
You're just doing it to yourself now, G23.
Actually, are you on Instagram?
I am on Instagram too. So
I got that triple. I got that triple whammy. I'm just looking for the punishment.
Well, you go full30.com. You can see my opinion on every political situation that's going on right now on the forums too.
So,
Boy, he's a dirty one. Just passed around to all platforms.
Yeah, I am dirty, filthy little girl. I am.
Man,
Yeah,
I'll take a shower after this.
I mean, Medic gets passed around on platforms. He gets passed around in chats. Yeah, he.
My wife said this is my new crack.
Yeah.
I've like half the number of gunsmithing work jobs I'm taking on and work I'm doing because this is fun.
Well, don't let it take you over. So, yeah, it's actually a bad habit to sit on your ass and dick around online all day. So, live life, don't watch it. Yeah,
right.
It's a struggle for all of us at times.
We've got a new goal.
He'll turn it to Yankee.
Yeah, right. No, my new goal is I'm at 235 right now, so I'm working my way down to about. I need to hit about 215, and I need to get my bench about 250 or greater. So we're at the gym every night. Hey, 223 DMR. I got a lot of people saying hi here. So everybody who said hi back. It's good to see you.
I see we got a little moo out in the crowd. Moo's even commenting about how much of a dirty girl you are out there.
Yeah, Moo likes it though. Moo can't come here and say I'm a dirty girl and not also abbreviate that with or addendum that with how much he likes it.
Well, that and he's pretty dirty too. He gets passed around a little bit too. Oh.
Well, I stumbled across a little find the other day on my way home at the pawn shop. At a nice looking M1 Garand, and I ended up putting a down payment on it for layaway. So
heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
What year is it?
Wanted one. I would have to look at it again. I didn't really look at the year.
And he knows I'm not picky. I'll take whatever grand he wants to send me.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't focusing on the year. I was just like, it looked very clean, and it didn't have like one of those like really nice looking stocks. The stock has a few dings, but it's nice and solid, and it had a good look to it. So but it didn't have that one where it looks like someone's like totally redid it,
restored it.
But the everything about it looked real clean on the inside, and so he had it for $1,300, so I
pretty good.
Getting it for for $1,275.
I'm a shooter, right? I buy them as long as they've got a good bore and they're mechanically intact. Then I go right out and I'll buy that thing. It's a little linseed oil is a miracle worker on stocks, and if you know how to use a steam iron and water, you can pull most bangs and bumps. If you're if you're looking to shoot it right out of a stock quick. So I like the ugly one that'll save me $600.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, the thing, it's not ugly, but it's not, it's a nice looking stock, but it's not like you can tell where someone's refinished it. I didn't really want one of those. I wanted something that at least, had a couple of dings on it. But
yeah.
I was real happy with the look of it. And when I was at the gun shows recently, the cheapest one I saw was $1,300. Most of them were around 15 to 18. Those things bounce all over the place. So
I like to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, and I like where I can put it on layaway, and because I can't pick it up until next month when I get my license. So it gives me a little time to put a little down on it each week. And, so
heck yeah.
And the next month, take it home.
That's the way to do it smart. Ozark, yes, you are subject to UCMJ and you do sign away your constitutional rights as a soldier. And people don't realize that. When I was a soldier, I found it incredible that civilians had access to things like AR-15s. It wasn't until later when the Army stuck me somewhere that was a really awful place that I realized how important it was for civilians to be able to defend themselves at that level. But yeah, you are, just as Honcho is saying there, you are subject to the rules and guidelines of the Department of Defense, and those are not freedom and the rights to your own life. You're signing your name and they can take it anytime they choose to.
Yeah, I think people miss that in a sense, but there's that stating that, government property, and in a way you are, as well as across any kind of self-defense situations as well. You kind of have a different protocol with things. So if you want to stay, clean, if you want to have no issues, then you got to keep all that in mind and pay your bill.
And pay your bills, because they'll take it right out of your check.
Yes.
I remember somebody basically sent a check to the Department of Defense in one of my soldiers' names saying they'd bounced an $800 check. And we wiped his paycheck. We all got together and helped him out. We threw in money to make sure he had groceries and got the bills paid. But we were like, dude, don't do it. You'll end up losing more money. You'll end up getting busted down and losing money monthly for doing stupid stuff like that. So
you pay in more than one way if you want to be a dumbass. So don't bite off more than you can chew.
Nope. Oh, they go out there and they get that RX-7 at 23% interest on the E1 special.
Yeah, what is that, like $700 a month or something like that?
we had this mosquito wing come in one
they'll
time.
Give it to you because they know they'll get your money. Yeah.
He drove in with like a $60,000 car, and we were all standing there going, nope, take it right back. Drive it right back in the lot. You cannot afford that thing. You ain't married. You ain't got no sugar mama. You can't pay that bill. Ozark says, no wonder he's so excited after he gets out. He's got a list of things he wants to do. Yeah, Ozark, and I think a lot of us, I loved my time in the service. It was great. It taught me a lot about myself and a lot about the world. But I've done so many other cool things once I got out. And really had that freedom, right? And the ability to make the choices that I wanted to make. I tell people you join the military to defend the freedoms that you want to have when you get out a lot. And that's why I loved my service, but I'm old now and I don't want to go back.
Well, I'm going to bounce out, guys. I got to check and see what the wife wants to do for dinner, and hopefully listen in a little later. Catch up on with what's going on.
She wants Bojangles for dinner with some dirty rice.
We had
Do
out.
what I did and just throw the lady some money and tell her to figure it out. She's gone now. I don't know where she went, but I'm sure I'll get something good shortly.
You know, well, that's a brave maneuver and very trusting of you, New York. That's good to hear.
Well, everyone take care. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Yep.
Yeah,
Be
later.
safe out there.
Bye.
Kingpin says he'll be 100% debt free come 2021. Great job, man. Outstanding.
Yep. I'm in that same boat.
That is awesome.
So unless I go buy a house, then I'll be $300,000 in debt.
It depends what you buy. I just got back from checking out a place for a guy that just bought it. It's a modular. I think it was 65 feet, something like that. But unfortunately, in a park. But the thing's, can't remember the year now, but it's pretty new, pretty good shape. The guy got it for just under 15. It's got a newer carport, all aluminum and everything. The carport's almost the whole length of the place. So I know just from those alone, they're quite expensive. I don't know if anybody's aware, but those aluminum carports, they show up lightweight, look nice, low maintenance. My goodness, they want like $3 to $5 grand for anything you could build for, $1,500 out of lumber. But and that doesn't count the install. But basically, guy got a pretty good deal. So it's just him, small place, and he doesn't have to work anymore, things like that. So I think he made out well. And when you think about it, that's cheaper than most people's cars. I mean, he damn well afforded probably a house better than most of us. But what's the point? According to him. So that's how you keep your money.
Yeah.
That is always nice. Let's see. Keith Gregory.
Drucifer says that he's about to go into the house debt once the market is better around there. See, I've kind of held off pulling the trigger on, buying a house, hoping that some of these morons during the COVID decided to go and blow their money instead of making payments. I understand that you're probably not going to make your full mortgage payment and all your other bills when you're unemployed, but there's a lot of morons that will just go ahead and spend all of that money instead of at least paying some of it, because a lot of the banks are doing, we're doing the forgiveness where we'll just not, we're not going to do anything, but they're going to end up owing the money.
Up 400%. So you might be in luck.
Yeah. Well, nothing will be able to be done until, March of 2021. So October, they can actually start doing the, hey, now you have to start making your full payments, but they can't actually go and foreclose till March. So that's kind of where I've been holding off, because I'd like to pick up a good 5 to 10 acres. I don't really, I don't need a big, gigantic house because it's just the wife and I. It's the land that I want.
That's what I wanted when we were looking for houses. I wanted 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 acres and a mule, something like that. And but my wife kind of, as we talked about it, she said, look, I can't, if something happens to you, I can't take care of that much property. So I understood, and kind of compromised where we don't have the land, but we're in a quiet area, with trees, and neighbors are close on one side, but they're a little farther away on the other side. So
I'm looking for 5 acres in Tennessee, Eastern Tennessee, preferably. not in a city district or zone. So
Yeah.
townships fine, something like that. Preferably just empty land. Wooded would be ideal. So, or, lots of trees in a sense would be good. But, and obviously, if there's water, that's a plus. But something like that is what I'm trying to look for now. And I've seen a couple places, but one was in the middle of a bowl geographically, and there's no access to it. So unless I get a helicopter, I don't know how I'd get in and out. So there's a few places that I've been trying to check out, but yeah, I think 5 acres is decent. So my mom owned 5 acres in the past that I maintenance and whatnot. So I think that's manageable. Get enough for a garden, get enough for a little space, get enough for a shooting range. So
Yep. Yeah. We had come across a piece of property that I had looked at, and I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. 153 acres. Then I'm thinking about,
somebody
how much,
else is buying it. That's a lot of damn money, 153 acres. Yeah, but if you got the money, hey man, you can get a return on that for wood. A lot of times minerals. There's a lot of different ways land can make you money. So you just got to be kind of forethoughted when you're purchasing it. So with a nice sized piece of land, you don't even have to work anymore. It can make you so much money, but you're talking money though.
Yeah, well, this was kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so the land value was a lot less than being really close to some of your bigger cities. They wanted almost $500,000 for the property, which isn't bad. Now you take that same piece of property and you move it 20 miles closer to the city, and now you're talking probably a $2 million piece of land.
Well, are you considering putting a house there?
There's already a house, everything. It was a farm or a
Okay.
ranch, So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
But yeah, no. Then I started thinking, how much, that much land and working full time. Yeah, if you could do it where you were going to turn it into like a working ranch and, be able to work it and make money. Yeah, if that was going to be your only job. But if you're out working a full-time job somewhere else and then trying to manage 153 acres on top of that, it's just not going to be in the cards.
All depends on what you plan on doing, your lifestyle, what you want to do with yourself. So
pretty much, I think you'd have to homestead to do that.
Yeah, that would be a lot of work.
Yeah, that's why I figure 5-10 acres is going to be more than enough to do what I want to do. So I wouldn't mind picking up some chickens, have a nice garden to grow your own veggies and stuff like that, and definitely have to have my own shooting range. But I want to pick up like 2 or 3 goats so that I can be able to have goat milk and make goat cheese.
Did the wife okay the goats?
Oh, the wife loves goat cheese.
All right, just checking.
Yeah.
Goats are funny.
Unfortunately, they get abused by strange individuals.
Yep.
If you being slaughtered, put into a nice clay fire pit, and baked over the course of 14 hours, then yes, I agree.
But yeah, I'm not a big
You forgot the fruit trees. Now I didn't hear a damn thing about water.
No, there's water. There's definitely water.
What are you looking for? Your land to look like? You looking for flat? You want hills? What are you doing? Have
Well,
you put strategic thought into the layout of this property?
I've looked at a few
You
different
had to
pieces.
defend it.
Yep. The pieces of property I've looked at have a nice layout and would be pretty easily defensible. So, especially one piece of property I was looking at, you would clearly see anyone coming towards your house for quite a distance before they ever even made it to your property.
Why don't we
Yes.
just fix this country so we don't have to get there?
Yeah. That's good and bad as far as the distance
Yeah.
sight, because that means you can be harassed from a distance safely too. So
Well-
pros and cons to everything, but it all depends on your setup and what you want to do and things. But
Yeah,
I always
the house is
just-
covered in trees,
yeah,
so
Yeah.
you're
that's
You're-
nice, except for wind and tree damage and sap and roof
Well-
issues and roots and. But again, do you have a basement? What type of roof is it? How close is it? Do you have fire issues to worry about? There's
No.
a lot, you got a lot to think
Yeah.
about. But
yeah,
which way is the sun hitting your place? Yeah,
yep.
all that makes a difference.
Oh yeah,
Is there any high spots next to your place, somewhere where a vantage point? So all of it counts, my man. When you're talking about making your nest egg, you want all the advantages you can.
Ozark Yeoman actually came up with a really great idea, I think.
Take it off.
Now this
I was like, wait.
Bow, bow, wow.
Let me get to me.
Bow.
now this is my 511 tactical cover shirt that I wear when I'm concealed carrying. So it's got snaps on it. It just snaps loose.
Quick access.
Yep. Although I don't know why you would want to unsnap your shirt to draw your pistol.
No, I just meant to. No, never mind.
I got you. Yeah, for bow chicka wow wow, I guess. I'm actually a 511 tactical sales picture today. Hat, shirt, and tactical pants too. Which is
Wearing
why
their
I
belt.
don't review them.
Do
I
those
am wearing
come
their
off
belt
fast?
too. Yeah, I got their belt too.
Do the
And I've
pants
got a
come
pair
off?
of their boots. Oh no, they don't come off like that. That's why I don't ever do reviews on 511 tactical stuff, because I'm totally a shill, man. I love their gear.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of all the prices, but I got one of their cheap belts, I guess you could state, one of the more affordable ones. I'm not sure of the model or whatever, but I really like it.
Is it the reversible one?
It's not reversible. It's like a black nylon with a
Mhm.
black and kind of, I don't know, dull silver latch. So I can't think. I'm not a belt guy, so I don't know the terms, but it works well. For my guns, it holds fine. So I know everybody's like, you got to have this, $150 belt or something. But to be honest, I used to use my issued belt forever. Sometimes
Yep.
I still do. Works great, and you can buy those online for like $7. Like,
Wow. You can put your issue belt on still.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I lost weight, so technically I gained when I was there and lost after the fact. So
My BDU pants are a 32 waist.
yeah. Yeah, but that issue belt works great. This is similar. It's a little thinner instead of being like the 2-inch, I think, or 1.75 inches. I think this is 1.5 inches. Holds up quite well. Yeah, I couldn't speak for carrying a steel frame 1911 around all day or something. But
Uh,
with my Shield or even my full size M&P, I got no problems. And on many occasions, I'll carry both. I'll have two on me, so no issue. And I think this belt was $35. So
Yep.
yeah.
I'm wearing one of their double-sided 511 tactical belts, and it's perfect for EDC. I also have one of the police belts, though. There's a local law enforcement supply store here. It's a nice, heavy leather belt, and it's really nice for that too, especially when you're going to carry 2 or 3 things. If I've got handcuffs on me, if I've got pepper spray on me, if I've got a full-size knife on me, those are real nice for that. Ooh, Carolina's got ammo.
Whoop,
Yeah.
whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Everybody's
No,
got to
Chris.
show off, I finally got some. Look.
Can
I
we
only
hold
paid
ammo
my-
on camera? Is that legal?
See, but the
Only
thing
costs a paycheck.
Right.
he's showing the ammo, but he's not telling you that it was $35 a box.
Yeah,
No, it was $21. Walmart special.
that's pretty good. So,
Still
are we
bad, it's
actually
better.
allowed to hold ammo on camera for the stream? Can I pick a
Oh,
bullet
yeah.
up and show it at the
Yeah.
camera? Okay, so these things cost me 7 cents a round to make, unless I accelerate the cost based on modern ammunition values. If I accelerate the cost based on modern primer prices, this is 75 cents a round. So what I paid for it, it's 7 cents to reload. Based on the modern rise in price of ammunition, it's like 70 some odd cents a round.
That's not bad.
Well,
So-
I'll give you 40 cents or 14 cents a round plus shipping. How's that?
Yeah. I mean, so if you're getting it,
As
you're
a
doing
gift,
good, right?
I'll gift you the 14 cents a round, and then you can gift me a box of mystery 9mm.
Yeah, it's totally against the law. That'd be me manufacturing and selling ammo.
So, welcome, Mr. Carolina EDC.
Yo, yo, yo.
That's purty.
Pretty is for the werewolf silver tip.
Yep. Did anybody else get into that craze of buying kind of I don't know, maybe it was just me. I got into the craze of buying that fancy ammo. I've got 50 rounds of actual silver 9mm.
Hell no. We ain't
From,
rich like you.
I ain't rich either, man.
Bro, you
From-
must be
from,
Mr. BMW, man. 2 BMWs.
That's midlife crisis, brother.
Shit.
I've got 1 round in a box in Yankees gun room that he's been meaning to send me for a couple
Yeah.
months.
Right. I was sitting there so I've got my giveaway going. I've got my main stash of ammo, and then I have the ammo that I use for video reviews. And I like to take a gun through a break-in period before I do a review on it, just to be fair with it. And I was sitting here counting out the number of firearms that I was going to be able to do based on my reviews. And I was like, holy crap, I'm going to have to buy ammo in like 10 guns. And I never thought about ammo before the way we're thinking about it now. And then it occurred to me, if this continues through an entire year, if Biden were to win and we continue into potentially 4 years, I don't know how we're going to do reviews.
I think it's going to continue at least in through next year, no matter who wins. Just because people are heated on both sides. There's a lot of tension both sides. And there's a lot of new gun owners. So I don't think that, a lot of people would say, oh, most of them will just throw it in the closet and forget about it after everything calms down. Well, what's to say everything doesn't calm down, or whatever. So it's hard to say, or things stay unstable, or, I don't know. I can foresee it being a problem for a while. So I hope not, but I'd be shocked if not.
There are a bunch of people at the shooting range that I've never seen before. And there was a fellow there the other day that scared the crap out of me. And I did a little free work. I was like, hey, man, let me help you understand how to load that thing and how to be safe with it, because it looks like he bought it in the showroom. They sold him a box of, $50 rounds, and he walked out to the range and was trying to learn how to use a gun. It was terrifying.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think there's going to be a lot of gun accidents on the rise. It's just statistics. You have so many new people that everybody thinks they're a TV star or Rambo, or I believe it was Budget Show last night was speaking about a guy shooting himself in the crotch, blew a nut off or something like that in the grocery store line, showing his buddy. That's it. Actually, he was a criminal, so but still,
Well,
more, so I guess that doesn't really hold. But needless to state, I can assume there's just going to be a lot of natural, accidents like there would with anything where there's a spike in buyers. So where there's more out available, then it's more plausible for a mistake to be made somewhere. So hopefully it doesn't look bad upon us as a gun group, which I know it will to the the anti. So they'll use every little thing possible. Is the guy cleaning his gun where a round went off didn't hurt anybody. They'll shut down the whole block and have CSI out there, and almost a mass killing and this and that. It passed 14 houses or something. And we'll hear the life story of everybody in the house, but hopefully it doesn't go bad.
Well, I think if we could get, if you look from the perspective of the opportunity, I was on one of these the other night, and one of the guys there was talking about what snobs we tend to be, and how we tend to be, stuck up and things of that nature when it comes to new firearms owners. This is really an opportunity to kind of reach out that hand and to help that newer person and to offer it, not say, you're 8 up, let me show you how to do it, but rather to offer help. You know what I mean? I think we'll find ourselves instrumental in reducing the number of crazy events that happen, reducing the number of negligent discharges and so forth.
Yeah, I think so. If we put our, whatever aside and just open-minded and helpful, I think it would be a benefit to the people. Yep. So unfortunately, a lot of buyers are men, and then we have women, and in both situations, men don't like being told something by another man when it comes to a gun or something. They got their wife there. A lot of times I've seen people, they just, they know everything about nothing, and where somebody was trying to help them or direct them, but because they're such a prick, they just like to hell with it. So, basically, people got to be open-minded and assume you don't know everything too. So, and on the women aspect, some women just don't, they assume you're just mansplaining something to them or whatever. So even though you might be just truly trying to be helpful and tell her, look, that little pink gun isn't going to be fun, so, but, in some cases, people have their issues both ways sometimes. So, if everybody can kind of calm down, be a little more open-minded, it'd be a better fit for everybody and hopefully safer and, better prepared people. So,
Yep. Patriot in the Dark said he had 2 different people contact him last night to see if he'd drive an hour to their town and sell them a handgun. They didn't have the heart to tell them. Yeah. When I put things out on Arms List, I tell people all the time, I don't sell out of state. If you want it, you have to come get it from me. I'm not going to make it easy on you. You're going to have to prove to me that you're not a felon, et cetera, et cetera. If you drive, it may take longer than an hour.
So, yesterday, I went to go pick up a box that was sent to me that I wasn't even expecting I was going to be receiving. I spaced off that I had won a Digi-Trigger hat. And all of a sudden...
Man, you got me excited. I thought you were going to say a Digi-Trigger. I was like, what? You lucky son of a gun. Not that they're that great, but the amount of money that is, that's a hell of a score. So, but you want a hat? Okay, continue.
So, what was it, Monday, I got a phone call from FedEx saying that they needed me to call them back because they don't deliver to PO boxes. So I had to set up a different address. I'm like, I didn't order anything. I'm not expecting anything. So I was thinking it was kind of a scam. So I called them from a landline, so it couldn't be traced back to me if it was a scam. And they're like, oh no, yeah, you've got to, because they called on a phone that I still have the phone number, but I haven't used that phone number in like 5 years. So I gave that phone number to the wife when I went and got a new one. So yeah, when I was at Walgreens to pick up the package yesterday, there was a U.S. Forestry guy there who was getting ready to mail a package back home, and he had that little twang to his voice. And so I was like, where are you from? And I forget where he said. He's like, but it's not too far from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm like, oh, I got a buddy who's back in that area. So.
Yep. Home of the wild rednecks.
Yeah, they're out helping fight the fire out here. So.
Yep.
It was kind of cool.
They've deployed a lot of our local PDD or FD out that way. And they're good old boys. They call this place the volunteer state for a reason. We'll basically do anything when it comes to helping our fellow man.
So we have been joined by Mr. Honcho Fett. Welcome.
Hey guys.
I figured I'd throw you a link and see if you wanted to jump in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always fun to hang out and chew the fat, so to speak.
Honcho, I saw your comment earlier, and brother, true words have never been spoken. Dealing with all kinds of gunfires.
Oh, dude, the stories are just, they run the whole gamut. The people who come in and say, I heard I should buy a 45 because they have the most stopping power. And I look at them, and it's a 5'2", 125-pound woman, and I'm like, it's not because you're a woman. You can definitely handle a 45. Why don't we try shooting different calibers to figure out what fits best for you? And if it's a 45, we'll get you a 45. But just because someone told you that doesn't mean you have to do it. And then we explain cost, how much ammo is. And then once they test fire, they figure out whatever it is. And that was the great thing about where I worked in the Ridgeland location. We really tried to work with customers on every level. Some people were professional shooters. They knew what they wanted. Some people had never touched a firearm. One lady was 83 years old, never handled a firearm. And by the end of the day, she had a 38 that she could load and fire accurately at 5 and 10 yards and felt confident using that firearm.
Heck yeah.
Job well done.
Yep.
Exactly.
Mission accomplished. My manliness in my firearms extends only to them not being pretty colors. I tell people my firearm channel is basically a 9mm channel because most people can handle a 9mm.
We know that you have one of those hot pink skies.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think that the sky I have is red. I can't remember what color it is, but I'm reviewing it eventually. It's the 2020 model.
Not a fan of those bright colored guns myself for an EDC anyway. Just for the simple fact of, kind of brings too much attention.
Yeah.
And if you're especially body carry and something kind of flashes a little bit, it stands right out. If I could get a dark chocolate colored gun, I would, because it'd blend right in. But
perfect.
Yeah, right. But,
yeah, dark chocolate gun that you carry in the small of the back, that really throws them off.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't argue with camouflage.
Either way, they'll leave me alone. So.
Right. These shirts, all these shirts I have are checked like this because it breaks up the shape of the weapon. So even if you're printing, it's hard to tell that you're printing.
Or through clothing as well. I mean, think of a pink gun with a light, maybe yellow overshirt or something. You know, it's very possible that's just going to stand out, you know, especially if it's, you know, a female, basically with tighter clothing or something. So, yeah, I don't know how to put that, but a female that we call it, that gets attention.
So Rich White's comment, Rich White, I am slightly blue-green colorblind, so its true color is anybody's guess.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Right. I'm saving it for my premiere.
Exactly what I was going for. You should premiere that tomorrow.
No, the gun that I'm going to shoot tomorrow for my video that I'm releasing tomorrow, I've been hitting with a rubber mallet for the last month.
I don't see why people want to abuse weapons.
I know what it is.
He knows what it is. Don't give it away.
All right. It'll be 109 rounds, or 100 rounds of 9mm.
To keep the secret.
Well, let's see. The 320 was known for the drop test.
Not a 320.
I know, but like if you watch, was it the Hungry Handgunner? He did a video yesterday.
Yep.
On the 320 X Compact.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he beat that thing with a rubber mallet.
Yep. I've got a blank cartridge in it. Well, basically just a primer cartridge, and I come in and I smack it with a hammer every day when I check my email.
That's what he was doing. He had just a cartridge with a primer in there. He put it in the barrel and then just started beating it. I mean, he was beating that damn thing. And then he finally squeezed the trigger to show that it
actually does fire. Yeah.
Just an idea for you guys. I don't know, how familiar you are or what the take is, but there's a guy out there known as Roll Call 219 that is famous for having bad luck with guns. So if you really want a true test, it might be an advantage to send one his way. He does work at a gun store. I'm sure it could all be done legally. And just as a loaner, give him 2 days with it, and let's see if he can actually have a good range day. The things that don't fall apart and pop off and everything. So if it'll make it through his hands, then I think it would be probably a good gun.
I don't know. If you ask Defense Dad, the person to do would be Travis P11. He'll break your G3.
He's the Sky Breaker, I think, right? The Sky
the
Destroyer.
G3.
Roll Call has trouble with everything. He can't even get a crossbow to shoot right.
Yeah, Travis had trouble with this Sky.
Well, I know he broke Defense Dad's new G3 that had to be sent back to the Taurus to be fixed. Yep. He broke the mag release.
Yeah, let's be honest. It's not that hard to break stuff on a Taurus. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I've never had one go south on me, and they get so much hate. And I know that there has to be weapons out there that have not behaved well, but I've never had a Taurus fail me. And so obviously I'm not going to crap on a gun if it doesn't do something wrong when I'm shooting it, right? But I at the same time, I don't want to shill for Taurus. But if you watch all my Taurus videos, they've always behaved well. The only gun I've ever had that is just flat gone south on me and would not run properly was that MC1. That was just terrible.
Well, the revolvers are not bad at all. I remember sending quite a few of those back to manufacturer for issues, and Kel-Tecs as well, but some of the lower end Kel-Tecs.
Yeah. I've got whatever their single stack, I can't even remember the name of it, single stack 9mm deep concealment is. That is a great little pistol.
The P17?
P17, yeah. It's got pretty middle of the road trigger on it, but it just runs.
So Rich White says it's not a roll call thing; it's an Indiana thing. Tim at Mac has the same problem roll call has, which he's not lying.
They better buy their guns out of state then.
Now, I've had a new gun out of the box go nuclear on me before because it wasn't locking the cartridge up properly. But overall, most of the firearms that I've, particularly polymer 9s, are pretty solid.
So what brand was that?
So I will not slander them here because it was probably an issue related to reloaded ammunition. But it was a Glock, actually. And
Well, if you read right in their menu, right in there,
Ah,
the-
son of a
G-
bitch. Who would have known?
yep,
the Gen 1s through Gen 3s
do not
specifically say
Yep.
do not use.
any type of reloaded ammunition with them.
Yep, it will void the warranty.
Yep, it did not fully lock up and it blew out the side. Yeah, who got the dagger? Who got the dagger? They apparently sold out and nobody will fess up to them getting a dagger.
I bought them all.
I've reloaded this webpage every day.
Oh, I know.
And that obnoxious notify me back in stock messages there.
Oh,
Somebody
see-
had to have gotten the dagger.
Oh, see, that's the thing is, I put a virus, so even if they have them, it just says that they'll never have them again.
Yeah, I mean, everybody and their brother had one in their cart and hit the buy button, and everybody I've talked to has told me the same thing. Either it said to them that they couldn't process the transaction, or it said they ordered one, but it was supposed to ship out in 10 to 15 days, and it's been what? 8 days, and no one's admitted to having got one?
Well, if they're going to ship in 10 to 15, that means that they haven't even shipped yet. They got 2 days minimum before they're even going to start shipping them. So you're going to look at 10 to 15 days before they even put them in the mail.
No,
And
what I
then-
mean is
and
they
then- and then
said it was
FedEx.
successful, right? They said their order was
Uh-huh.
successful. Nobody's admitted to that their order was successful.
And then you got FedEx that's going to, keep the guns. So
Or
those will hit.
a couple
those
days
will hit
you'll
the-
know. It'll be flooded across all your platforms. The guy
Yeah.
that's got the dagger.
I know.
We've got them in stock today, sold out. You'll get that
Yeah.
message, and before you can even click on the website, they'll be gone again. And what's funny is that the reviews will start coming out, and after the reviews come out, people go, "Hey, it's a Glock." Hey.
All it is a Gen 3 Glock.
Exactly. It's
It's
it's an expired patent that the PSA purchased, and then they
Yeah.
manufactured their parts based off of that. So
As
Well,
long
it's
as it's a $300,
$300.
Oh, it
yeah,
will be.
that's and it runs great. I mean, that's what my channel is dedicated to, right? Is weapons that will run great and won't break the bank. And so if it does those two things, then it gets my stamp of approval.
I mean, it's going to take all the Gen 3 parts kits and everything. So you'll be able to get your extended mag release, get your extended takedown, get your extended slide stop. It's all going to be Gen 3s. I mean, I doubt they're going to put that all there right out of the box. You're going to be able to get the Apex flat face trigger for the Gen 3. So, I mean, you're going to have the same issues as going.
Right.
If they can do all this without the sights flying off for $300, I'm
Yeah.
sold.
Yeah, I'm sold too. So Ozark Yeoman just pointed out that everybody who hated the M&P will suddenly like hinge triggers. That's about the best statement ever because I hate hinge triggers. And I can tell you that if I would keep that thing, that'd be the first thing that would come off of it. But yeah, the M&P was a good pistol. A lot of people junked on it. It wasn't the hinge trigger that really killed that one for me. It was the amount of pull on the trigger. It was 3.5 inches to get that thing to break.
Yeah.
Well, I love the M&P, and I guess I'm used to pulling big things, so it's not a problem. So careful how you speak about my baby.
You're right.
The only thing that he's not saying is that the big things he's used to pulling aren't his.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, leaving it to the imagination works better.
Oh. Yep, it went there.
Oh no.
Well, I'll tell you, Nighthawk,
Friends like these.
I put the feelers out to some of the friends I still have in the industry to see if there's any scoop on that. So if I hear anything, I'll shout out about the dagger.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, you know, if somebody gets one and reviews it and they want to get out of that thing, I'll buy it off of them for $50 more than they paid for it. And I'll pay the transfer fees.
And if you'll give me one before Nighthawk, I'll give you an extra 20 on top.
Well, let's see how much money I'm going to make you.
Yeah, right.
Maybe a coupon for free, or discounted oil change.
Right. Well, you know, I'm just thinking it saves me ammo, right? If this guy's already taken it through some of its break-in, I can just get it and shoot it on camera.
Yeah, I'm just being a prick, so.
Until somebody hits New York up saying, "Hey, I heard you're going to give me $500 for this $300 gun."
Oh man.
Yeah, sure you'd had nothing to do with that, Mr. Glock.
Well, I'm convinced that nobody is actually getting one because there's not a single one up on Gunbroker right now.
Right.
And usually the first people to get that thing throw it right up on Gunbroker.
I think that there are enough people that want them for themselves that they're going to go to people who want them first. But then again, you're going to have people who are going to try and buy multiples for that very reason to try and gouge and get them for a little bit more.
Yeah.
Hopefully the savvier gun owners will just be like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to wait till they come back in stock because they're going to get more. They're going to produce more. There's no reason they would start selling it if they're going to sell out of them.
Yeah. If they're any good, if a pistol is any good, I make it a permanent part of my collection. If it's, go ahead.
I look at it this way: I don't want to be that test dummy because the very first releases of 99% of your guns always have some kind of problem.
Yeah.
It may not be a major
Guns,
problem.
Cars, whatever it is.
We can always send one to roll call and see what happens.
Well, you know, I still have my original 365, and everybody was just telling me how awful that pistol was, and I guess I just got a good one.
Yeah, I mean, they're hit and miss, you know.
Yeah.
Some of your newer stuff, you know, they don't ever have problems, but, you know, you're running that risk. It's something new. They may not have worked all the bugs out of it.
My favorite is people who don't understand trigger control on a weapon that they're testing. The sights must be off on this thing. I keep ending up on the left-hand side of the target.
You mean
It's YouTube. It's always the gun that's climbing or something. It's never the guy shooting.
Watch my channel. I will never ever call it.
Are you meaning that you don't put your ring finger in the trigger and squeeze with your eyes closed?
Right.
I thought that was the exact proper technique.
Drucifer says he was the test dummy for the Glock 48, and to this day he says the frame was warped.
The poor conservative and I both agree, and so does Foss. 40 cal for life.
What?
I got burned by 40 cals when they were tearing guns apart because nobody actually had a gun that could withstand its recoil impulse.
As soon as you say 40, I think do-rag, you know, blunt wraps. I don't know. It all just runs together. I'm sticking with 9. I stay away from that shit.
Hey, Oli ice.
Yeah, that was like one of my first handguns was a 40 cal, and I was shooting IDPA regularly, and it was so expensive to have to buy 200 to 300 rounds of 40 every weekend or every other weekend that I eventually just said, well, I don't dislike the round. I just want to be able to pay to play. So I switched to 9, and it was so much cheaper, and I just haven't gone back. So I sold my 40 to a retired Marine preacher in Oklahoma.
So, okay, even back
Talk
when
softly
9,
and carry a big stick.
Mhm.
even when 9
Sell
was
your
cheap,
cloak for a sword.
even when 9 was cheap, and you were, buying it on the store, they were like what, 17 cents a round.
Eh,
15, 17 cents a round, roughly.
13 pretty
Yeah, I was
consistently.
gonna say 14, but I'd
Okay,
say
and
in the
here-
good days.
Yeah.
I was paying, and I'm still getting right close to that I was, what, about 20 cents a round for 40, roughly.
I'm not
I mean,
knocking it.
So it's not like 40 was so much more expensive than 9, even
No,
at the
but
best
it is
of
in the
times.
end. It's a little more, and if you're a cheap son of a bitch like me, that little more is may add up to a range trip over a period of time, or this or that. Also, how many rounds you can carry, and I know it comes down to shot placement, but I'm a biggie in thinking that a lot of situations, especially urban, like getting your ass to cover is the first thing you want to do, which could take a shot or two to be able to do so. So I would rather have the extra round, but everybody's different.
I've seen a lot of people be hit with 9mm and keep walking.
Yeah, it's all shot placement, man. Yeah, you gotta hit what you're going for.
When law enforcement puts 10 in the chest and the guy's still walking.
When was the last time law enforcement was consistently carrying 9mm though?
Two in the chest, 1 in the head.
Yeah.
Seems to do the trick.
I mean, in my area, they were carrying 40s until last year. So the 700 rounds going down range that weren't killing the guy were not 9mm; they were 40 calibers.
Well, over a lot of them, like in Seattle and stuff, they've stuck with 9. Some of your law enforcement were carrying 40s, but I've seen a lot of officers that are, G19s.
Well, everything is shot placement. I don't care whether you're shooting a 22 or a 454 Casull. Shot placement is everything. The parts of the human body that do not carry vital organs are wonderfully resilient to damage. And so I've seen 5.56 punch right through a human being and not stop them at all. I've seen 308 do it too. So shot placement, it doesn't matter what your round is key.
Yep. But there's one exception to that. You put a 50 BMG between somebody's feet, they're gonna die of a heart attack right there on the spot.
They'll die of shrapnel if it actually if it splats, it's gonna cut their legs off.
Oh.
Poor conservative says he's loading 155 Crane Extreme 40 and getting 1320 FPS. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
No.
Is that Five Guys? Who is that?
No, this is a smaller place, not a chain like that. So, yeah, I don't want to actually give the name, but apparently she got me 2. So,
ooh,
and mac and cheese and onion rings. I told her I'm not going to be able to eat all that, but nice pulled pork.
Oh yeah,
sauce there.
Die trying. Man.
I'm going to be quiet for a minute. Wish me luck.
Give them heck. Let's see.
Massive coronary on aisle 2.
Drucifer says that the wealthy part of town they're carrying Kimbers. Well, I would feel safe. I don't have a Kimber that'll run correctly.
I used to laugh at all those, especially during like competitions when you have these high-end 1911s, all those guys running CDP, and they do their own custom loads, and they would run the same course as someone running a Glock or a SIG or a Springfield, and I would watch them go bang, bang, click, rack, bang, bang, click, and other guys are just stock guns, just pow, 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 every round firing.
I have 2 1911s that will run every time. One of them was made in 1943. The other one was made by Remington. So,
My
This is-
Springfield Armory 1911 has never had a problem.
I believe that. Let's see. Ozark Yeoman's firing 124 grain at 1300 FPS. Yeah, that'll do the job. Let's see, Rich 135 cow Powerball. He's been chronoed at 1400. Holy Christ!
I'm still trying to talk the wife into turning her head so I can order that Co-Saint.
Nope, you're in trouble. You can't order nothing yet.
Oh,
I
I'll
don't-
get it. And hey, Greg from Co-Saint Arms, the Co-Saint channel, decided to subscribe to this channel, so I have no problem pushing his products.
Awesome.
Still trying to work on getting a SHOT Show or Top Shot competitor to come join the panel. Mr. Outcast knows who that is.
Yep, hope he makes it.
It'd be nice
Interesting.
to have some professionals here, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. I'm always looking to learn, always taking tips or whatever. I think the day you give up is, or the day you think you know it all or whatever is the day you kind of fail. So
most of my Facebook friends are competitive shooters, and every so often they'll drop a jewel there, man. And I'm just like gobbling that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just stupid stuff. It's not even stuff that doesn't even really make sense, but you just do something different, and man, it changes the game. So I think definitely, you know, it's good to get advice from people. So anybody, professionals, regular people. So there's a lot of roads lead to the same place.
I guess Medic said I've had enough of this chat. I'm out of here.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I think it's more likely he hit the wrong button.
Probably.
Probably, but we got to give him hell. He's gonna stay out for a little bit to make it so that it wasn't oops. And he's back.
That I loaded a web
So,
page
yeah, that
somehow.
damn Medic guy. Let me tell you. Oh, hey, hey.
That person never shows his face.
He rage quit. He's like, I don't like my placement on the panel. I'm out of here.
No, I was trying to load a website to look at a firearm that somebody mentioned out there, and I accidentally loaded the page directly over StreamYard. I was like, everybody stop talking. I'm actually a gun guy, so when somebody mentions a firearm I've never seen before, I go look at it. I like guns. They're fun. Yeah, that Springfield M&P 40 is pretty.
So, guy that comments says, how big would a plot of land need to be for redcoats to not even bother to metal detect? Would it be 1.2 acres, 16 acres, or 200 acres?
They have time and budget, so it
Yeah.
just depends on how much they want to spend.
Yeah.
Don't let them have a reason to check that area.
Well, in the immortal and loving words of just about every patriot in history, the fact of the matter is, if you're hiding them, then it's time to start using them. So,
and a backup stash is always a good thing.
Yep. No, Rich, Nighthawk Medic doesn't understand how to use a browser. Drucifer, I see that, but that is a gorgeous firearm, man. A gorgeous. I have a few of their pistols. I know everybody hates on them. But the 911 that they made, that little 9mm concealed pistol, that's a nice little pistol.
Yep. I'm a constitutionalist with a gun habit.
Yep.
So, okay, did you guys see where Black Lives Matter leadership was saying we've got to do away with, was it the 18th Amendment?
Yeah.
Wait, that was about prohibition.
So they also took down their articles of war from their website.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Our president's declared that he is going to make Antifa a terrorist organization. I just want to see BLM's tax exempt status taken from them because they are definitively a political organization.
Wait. BLM is not a political organization. The Bureau of Land Management has been BLM for way longer than Black Lives Matter could even think about being in existence.
I agree. But Black Lives Matter as a group is a active political organization, and that is against the rules of tax exemption.
See, everybody's talking about we got to do away with the Bureau of Land Management. Dude, the Bureau of Land Management allows me to go shoot for free on their property. Why the hell do we want to do away with them?
There's a free shooting range in Hiwassee out here, and initially when you walk up to it, you're like, but it's what they did was they basically cut a bowl out of a hill. It's actually pretty fun because you can stack targets all over the side of the hill there and shoot at different angles and so forth. It's a lot of fun.
Yep. Drusifer says, I need to be tax exempt.
Yeah, I'd like to be tax exempt also.
All you have to do is join the Church of the 2A, my friend.
Yeah, we really should get that ball rolling, shouldn't we?
I think Honcho's been working on it.
There's been some slow movement.
The Church of 2A. That's a good one.
Holy crap. Pass the ammo.
Yeah. Have your own firing range, everything going on. All tax exempt.
Oh, yeah. So if 2A advocacy becomes an exception, then you can have a shooting range in your backyard. Because to limit it would limit your religious liberties. There is almost no space that cannot be a shooting range with a proper setup. So
you could, if I really wanted
altar
to push
to the gun gods.
Yep.
If I wanted to push it, I could put a shooting range on the property I'm on right now. It's like 3/4 of an acre, but I just don't want to spend that kind of money building the backstops and turning in an indoor range, and I kind of want indoor outdoor.
See, what I would probably do is bury 6 shipping containers underground in a row, and obviously have a good set of ears, right? But make a rifle range underground.
Yeah. The only problem you have to worry about is drainage.
Ventilation as well. Ventilation, possibly lighting. But it's definitely a practical idea, I think.
It's doable.
The baffles will help for sound. So you can kind of baffle your end, and it'll help reduce what actually reports back. So
60 egg crates all the line in the walls all the way down.
But
Rich said, I could build a range, but the landlord and the neighbors wouldn't appreciate it, but you can do anything once. Yep. There was a guy in Florida, I think he was a drug dealer that had an underground firing range, and they could never figure out where the gunshots were coming from. Finally caught him. Gun folks are not smart enough to know to organize a C3. Ain't that the truth, man? Midnight Range says ventilation would probably be $1 million in itself, problem underground. Yeah, it just depends on how much lead poisoning I'm willing to deal with, Midnight.
no way, not that much. Maybe if you're in a city, you're dealing with codes, but
no, I mean me
sorry,
personally.
let me get rid of this mouthful. But
I don't know. You could probably vent it pretty easily.
I shoot low velocity 22 in
All
my
right.
garage.
I think ventilation would be a breeze, like almost literally a breeze in a sense.
Yeah,
where you
a
can
hole on
vent
one
in
end,
from
a
one
hole on
end.
the other. Yeah.
Exactly.
You
So
could
you
put
have a constant air cycle change, and it's all going away from you. So
You-
technically,
could-
I don't think that would be very expensive.
Put 2 plug-in blower fans blowing it that direction. Yeah.
I mean, all you'd have to do is have a couple vents behind you with, like bathroom exhaust vents, exhaust fans, those turbo ones.
Stop being a cheap
But-
ass. Spend some money, get a commercial vent.
Well,
You're building your own bunker for Christ's sake.
forget a
Or
vent,
shooting
man.
range.
I'm saying a big old bay fan and just run that thing, stationary blowing
Yep.
down the aisle. I mean,
There
we
you
used
go.
to flood out 60 guys worth of BO and barbecue from a barracks. There's no reason that wouldn't work, right?
If you had 2 that were sucking the air in from behind you and blowing downrange, and then downrange if you had 4, vent stacks going up and actually sucking the
Wouldn't
air
need that
out,
many.
you would
Ozark's
easily.
got a great idea. They've
glue gun?
collapsed under leftist Nazi takeover and started with the brown shirts taking cities and attacking citizens. Yes, I remember the brown shirts. I also remembered that after the Nazi Party succeeded in its aims, they killed all the brown shirts off. They did, and replaced them with SAS officers.
Or just shoot above ground, maybe.
Oh, Hacho, I know. It's just the concept of, doing something fun, right? Being creative and building something. And then, so for me, I hate the fact that I end up at an indoor range when we have torrential downpour because my outdoor range becomes a lake. I'd love to have an indoor range of my own where I don't have to deal with people that I'm afraid are going to shoot themselves by accident.
And you could set your cameras up and never have to worry about taking them down.
Yeah, right. Are you kidding me? Shooting inside of a metal box? Now we're going to see how this gun shoots.
Well, it's when you just say you have audio issues. You don't have to put audio in there. Or just say due to surroundings, the audio would not be very, very nice.
Due to the reverb.
Or if you want to go all,
Just take a couch cushion over your mic. Come on, guys. Jeez.
Be affordable while we're being ingenuitive.
Or if you really want to go at it during editing process, you go and you get your sound mixer so you can, kind of take care of some of that background noise, the reverbs and all that, Start putting $1 million into producing a video.
That guy comments just says outdoor range lake with some cool ricochets. I've seen that before. I saw a guy shooting at the water one time and watched 2 bullets go bang off the top of the water. They didn't wang, but just off the top of the water and out. Remove audio and add in old Western ricochets.
I saw a boat that was out fishing get hit by a 22 because a guy was deciding to shoot it at water, thinking he could shoot fish.
Well, we used to shoot alligators with 12 gauge, so I don't think that it would be too big a stretch. I mean, you'd have to have something bigger than that, and the angle of attack would have to be good.
Yeah, well, this guy was kind of pretty drunk, and yeah, it was not. Probably shouldn't have been having the 22 anyways.
Alcohol and firearms, not a good mixture.
So yeah. Anyone pick up anything new?
I have 2 new firearms, and I'm going to review them. So I'm kind of keeping them secretive. Oh, I finished an upgrade to a firearm that I bought a while ago. I took an Ithaca 37 lightweight and turned it into a tactical shotgun just for fun. I think I'm going to SBR it. I keep Googling pictures of SBS, excuse me. Keep Googling pictures of SBS Ithaca 37s, and they are so awesome looking.
Nighthawk keeps or Outcast.
I know, I
keeps
saw it.
showing flashing a rifle.
I don't know what
Party.
you're talking about.
Purdy.
But the
Don't know
thing
what
is,
you're talking about.
the thing is, you can show them on live streams as long as you're not touching them. That is the rules.
Yeah, I don't know there's a camera angle where I can actually do that.
Yeah.
Right now, my workbench has a double barrel on it and 2 AK magazines and polyacrylic and cleaning supplies.
So I know I was watching the StreamYard. They do live videos on the weekends talking about updates and stuff that they're doing to StreamYard.
Mhm.
And so, like, I guess on the mobile version, and maybe even on the computer side, the guests on the panel. So, like, if Nighthawk or anyone was showing something on cam, another guest can click on, like, their little solo image and turn that into a full screen so that you'd be able to see it better. So, like, if I didn't full screen Outcast, you know, you would be able to still, hey, I can full screen this and be able to see it.
Right.
I'm not sure if it works or not. I haven't actually tried it, but it's supposed to have been out for about a week now.
That's pretty cool.
So
TPC.
that is
FFL is in the process of building a below ground range. It's going to cost him $300,000. Well, that'll do it.
ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're paying for permits and all that stuff, it adds up quick sometimes.
Oh,
Usually, I think it adds up to be more than it should be. And half the time, that's just sometimes things have to be union jobs too. But unfortunately, that's what happens when you're doing anything public. A lot of cases, so I'm sure it would be much more affordable if it was a personal, underground range. So, that as soon as you have to deal with insurance or, obviously selling a service or something like that, it's a lot more money. So regulations might be handicap accessibility, things like that, turnaround space, obviously exits, electrical, everything adds up. So,
yep.
So I see we're joined out in the crowd by Mr. Seven Wonders. Welcome. Again, if you're not subscribed to Seven, I'd go check him out. Him and Kingpin were the first 2 people to ever be on my panel and help do my introduction to the YouTube live.
Yeah, if you're not subscribed to Kingpin's channel, go ahead and do it. And DM Foss too. Kingpin does a wonderful amount of things for the firearms community and for all of us. And then DM Foss does a fabulous job of encouraging people to subscribe to Kingpin's channel, not to mention copying and pasting all of our channels out there. So subscribe to those 2 people.
Yep. They both of those guys will, in any chat that they can copy and paste channel links, they do a great job out there promoting everybody. So, they definitely deserve some likes and subscriptions.
Yes.
I see we got Mr. Jason Stewart out in the crowd. He's been starting to do live streams on Thursday evenings. Hit and miss, but he is doing them.
Yeah, I need to learn how to do this stuff.
I use StreamYard, and it's pretty simple. I mean, I just have it on my. I have just go to StreamYard.com and set up. Everyone here should already have an account set up with them. Possibly.
I think I'm paying them for an account.
If you're paying them, I don't see why you would be. But if you're paying them like for an account, then yeah, you should definitely be using it because you can host like 10 people.
Let's double check that.
Whereas everybody else can only do 6 on the free side.
Let's see. Here is my login code. Let's see if we can figure out whether or not I'm giving these people money right now. I'm giving MeWe money right now, and I'm not sure why I'm doing that.
Ooh, we just lost Hongshou Fett.
He probably got bored.
Nope.
No, I'm not paying these people.
Okay. But yeah, even with the free version, you can host 6 people, 20 hours a month for free. So you figure 4 or 5 weeks, you're talking 4 to 5 hours a live stream. Average if you want to use up your whole free. Hardly anyone actually maxes out, but it seems like I push it to within 30 minutes to an hour before I hit my end of free.
Gotcha. So apparently using a browser incorrectly is now called a Nighthawk move.
Yep.
Thanks, Hotcho.
I was just looking for information on the actual site, and I hit the wrong thing. I said, well, I've done a Nighthawk.
Thanks for labeling incompetence with internet usage as my thing.
Yeah, it's like if you go and yell at a store manager, you're being a Karen.
A Karen, yeah. Well, yeah. I think I know like 2 Karens in my entire world, and they are exactly like that. So, if it's true,
my wife is not that way.
So my wife meets all the things that you're supposed to be if you're horrible and mean and cruel. She's not a Karen, but she's a Tiffany, right? Which inherently means you're supposed to be a certain way. But she's none of those things, She's.
I grew up with a girl. Her name was Tiffany, and we always called her Tiff. But yeah, if you crossed her. Yeah, she either liked you or she hated you. There was no in between.
Oh, don't get me wrong. She shoots as well as I do. So,
Or that's just about every girl. They either like you or hate you.
Yeah. Let me tell you what, though. If I ever turn up dead, the way you'll know it is murder is she'll poison me to death because there's too many guns in this house for anybody to shoot anybody and get away with it.
Just call it a negligent discharge.
They're still going to throw us in jail forever.
Oh.
Doing dirty things in the dark by yourself is called an at midnight, right?
Double check your harness, carabiner, figure 8. Make sure all your stuff's always good.
Right.
Keep an eye out. You never know.
Don't go rappelling at night. It's pulling a Scotsman. Oh man.
We haven't even been talking about 38 and
here he is.
Normally if you say 38 Super like 3 times, he'll definitely show up. But
38
he's a good
Super
guy.
is a great round. Yeah.
I haven't actually. That is a round I wouldn't mind. Going out and trying. I have never actually shot 38 Super
It's a real good round.
or 303 British.
I like
Paul
303
Harrell likes
British.
it. It must be good.
I don't know if that's the mark, but I hunt with 303 British. I hunt hog and deer with it. But yeah, I like 38 Super. It's a good competition target round. I don't think does 38 Super, is your name 38 Super because you shoot that in competition? I have
Well,
no idea. Okay.
he's a 38 Super like fanboy.
Yeah, but
Whereas the poor conservative, myself, and Foss and Rich White, all are 40 guys. He's a 38 guy. 38 Super.
Does he live in Texas?
I do not know where he lives.
Mexico?
He's probably neighbors with Honcho Fett.
I'm just curious.
Oh,
Maybe it
Texas.
spilled over from the area. You know,
Mm.
might have been something he was familiar with and just stuck with it.
yeah.
Something works for you. What the hell, right? So,
Oh yeah, that's right. He's a Oklahoma boy. Because if you ever hear Gun Snob talking about, I keep meaning to deliver that
Gun
package
Snob.
in person.
Well, sorry you live next to him. The good thing is, you're not far away from his wife, so she's nice.
Here's a question. I need to decommission a firearm. How would you decommission it?
Dibs.
Remove the firing pin.
How much tannerite do you have?
I got a bunch.
I just remove the firing pin.
Well,
At that
One
point,
hell of a video.
At that point,
it would be a heck of a video.
it's legally no longer usable once you remove that firing pin. Now, if you wanted to go and make it permanently, non-usable, you could then fill your firing, like if it's a striker, you could fill that channel with, solder or something to make it so it'd be a lot harder to redo it. You could just weld the barrel,
I was thinking about just welding the thing solid so it couldn't move at all, basically turning it into a giant block of metal.
Or tack weld.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea because then you could, and if he ever had to, you could reverse it and everything's not completely damaged.
Yeah. Well, I'm never going to reverse it because the weapon it's not safe to shoot, is what it comes down to. And I would rather it not be cycled into somebody's inventory and potentially, you know what I mean?
Yes, but no. I mean, if things go bad, that might be the perfect firearm for somebody.
Hey, you look like you could use a gun that will blow up in your face.
Exactly. Some people deserve a gun that blows up in their face. So some people deserve to find poison stashes of food. There's lots of ways to look at things. Nothing's a real waste.
The views of New York Outcast.
Okay, I've got to plug the computer in before.
You're a good, honest person. Nothing hurts you.
Nah.
Mess around. Who knows what could get you?
I tell people all the time, there are two people in this world that I will listen to them when they come to my front door because they will talk to you even when you have a 12-gauge shotgun in your hand. And that are Jehovah's Witnesses and the Girl Scouts. Those people, I will listen to their pitch. First of all, the Girl Scouts they're going to get me anyway, right? But Jehovah's Witnesses, they believe in what they're saying. They will stand right there. Patriot in the Dark, that's actually what I was thinking about doing too. But I think I'm going to tack weld the thing solid. But drilling a hole through the chamber is a good idea too.
I once talked to a Jehovah's Witness long enough where he said he had to go. That's back when I knew my Bible a little bit better.
Right.
And he asked if I was working on one of my cars. He asked if he could chat. I said, sure, as long as I can keep working.
Yeah.
And we talked and traded off Bible verses. And eventually he goes, well, I got to get going. So you have a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, you ruined him. He's probably the talk of his whole area now. Destroyed the poor guy.
Kingpin, the firearm has significant metallurgical defects that are not obvious with the naked eye, that make it a danger to shoot.
Sounds like a great buyback gun.
Yeah, I've thought about that too, but yeah, it is not something that any human being should ever pull the trigger on again. And I got it as a part of a group of firearms that I was buying as a part of buying up a collection. To actually get 2 of the firearms, I had to buy 3 others, and it was one of those firearms. And I couldn't figure out why the firearm wasn't behaving normally while I was doing my evaluation of it, so I had it x-rayed. I was like, oh, this thing is one hot round from exploding.
You're going to regret it if things go bad. I'm telling you. Daughter's boyfriend shows up and you don't know if you could trust him. You tell him, here, take this, but don't shoot it. The son of a bitch tries to pull the trigger on you and gets blown up. You'd be thankful. But hey, hey.
There's always that chance that you forget.
You gotta leave
it,
bait, man.
You can always that chance.
Suckers love bait.
And suddenly you take it to the range and it blows up in your face.
Do they even do buybacks in Tennessee?
No, we're still a free state.
I was gonna say I don't think many states in the South do buybacks.
I mean, I can imagine that there's enough Democrat-controlled area in the western part of the state that somebody may try one at one point. I mean, I might go get $200 for it because they're just going to cut it in half. But even I can do that with it tack welded together,
Yep.
And a chamber drilled.
A lot of cases, they don't get cut in half. So I spent a little time researching this back before I tried buying guns at buybacks. But
yeah,
it all kind of depends on, who's doing it, things like that. So the junk a lot of times, yeah, that'll get destroyed. But other than that, sometimes it's even sold into other jurisdictions, so that way they're out of this count. You're out of
right.
So almost like vehicles that are impounded and never picked up. They get auctioned off. So a lot of people get dibs on it. If there's anything that the department could use, they may be able to take their pick out of things. So in most cases, I think they all would love to lead you to believe that they're all getting melted down or destroyed, but I would only state a portion of that would be the case in most situations, from my knowledge. So
this is a Star 1911. It's only in 9mm Largo. It's one step beyond worthless to someone who doesn't know how to reload.
Well,
it's another great gun.
Yeah, it was.
Leave that down with some 9x19, and let's see what they do. Friend or foe.
Kapow!
9mm Parabellum.
Yeah, it might blow that gun. I'm pretty sure it would blow that gun.
Just use some plus P rounds. You'll be safer with the plus P round.
It's a guaranteed kapoo.
Well, it looks like Foss pulled a medic.
Stop! I don't need that to stick.
We need a medic. We got a man down. Oh, wait.
I'm a medic. I can help. I got a greeting from StreamYard.
You got an inside source on those lollipops?
No.
I think so. It'd be great to keep in a trauma kit for the non-junkie type.
Right, yeah. I think in the years that I've been on this earth, I've taken something stronger than a Tylenol twice. Carolina EDC says sell it to Antifa. No, brother. I definitely do not agree with what those people are doing, but it is not in my nature, outside of a self-defense role or in defense of this nation, to hurt another human being. Let's see.
But that doesn't mean you couldn't leave it in a place where somebody was trying to hurt you
And what if
They
an
could take
8-year-old picked it up?
and screw themselves over.
What if the preacher picked it up? It's getting tack welded in the chamber drilled. Thank you all for your advice on it. Moving on, next subject.
Well, how much you want for it?
I'm not selling it. It is not safe.
I got some ideas.
It is not a safe weapon anymore. It is a beautiful pistol. It is very beautiful. But it is.
I leave that on the back of my truck or in my truck. By middle of the night, I'll hear a big boom somewhere, and there'll be one less junkie around my neighborhood.
It has clearly been followed by people who definitely or fired by people who definitely didn't understand what it was chambered for. Let's see. And I have a couple of Star 1911s. If you fire the right ammo through them, they're nice. And there are some that are made for the 9mm Luger. But this was not. That and Spanish shotguns are the two most misunderstood weapons as far as what you should fire through them. There is so little information out on the early, I think it was AYA, the Spanish handmade shotguns. I have one of those here, and it's stamped for the proof mark to be smokeless powder. But the proof marks for those between smokeless powder and black powder and the old certifications versus the new certifications look so much alike that people sometimes fire the wrong ammo through them and will occasionally blow them up.
And I don't care who tells you what. Don't ever lubricate your guns with hot sauce.
Nope. Never, never.
You mean I should stop doing that?
Well, you could load a cartridge with it, I suppose, and fire it just like we used to do. Oh, there's a thought. A rock salt cartridge with cayenne pepper mixed in? That might be interesting.
Nice.
Nope. You want dried Reaper oil.
Oh, man. Loading that would be torture.
Yeah, get one of those dried Carolina Reapers. You know, that's crushed up, and then just sprinkle that into your powder.
Two Live Moose says Frank's hot sauce. He puts that shit on everything.
Exactly. Moo knows where I was going with that.
Including home invaders?
I put that shit on everything.
Just make sure you wash your hands before you go to bed, Moo.
This is my favorite optic. This is I bought this optic to test because they said it was good on shotguns, and it is. Turns out it is actually good on shotguns.
You know, I have a True Glow on my KSG.
Is it one of these?
Nope. It is the Circle. It's like the Circle True Glow. Or not True Glow. It might be. I don't remember it actually.
I've been trying to kill this thing for 2 years and it still runs. It's been on everything.
Yeah.
I cracked this one. This sight mark, I managed to crack it, but that was because it was on an AK and I dropped it. It still works. It's just cracked.
Did duct tape fall off?
Clearly, yeah. It was on an old Century Arms AK, and I was rapid firing it, bang, bang, bang. You know, just really going to hit the town on it, and the latch popped off, and the sight fell directly on some asphalt from about 10 feet in the air. And I picked it up because it looked externally fine, and then the glass cracked on it.
Actually, I think it's just a. Oh crap! What did I do with my? I hit my Bluetooth remote wrong. I was.
Midnight Rain says he soaks the polymer tips of his horny criticals in Trinidad scorpion pepper puree, just in case I only wing them. What was that movie where the guy put "There's a Million Ways to Die in the West"? He poured rattlesnake venom in the bullet and then winged the guy with it. Watched him die.
Yeah, there's a lot of chemicals out there that wouldn't be good in the bloodstream. So
there's so many.
Leaves a lot of possibilities and options. But not that I'd advise or recommend anything. But,
Right, right. Fentanyl lollipop, hollow points. Ugh. Horrible. Although, you'd have to be firing a 45 or larger to get any significant amount of any liquid. But how much strychnine?
Don't say that.
with a little tack on top of it.
Oh, that's horrible.
I'm pretty sure there's a law somewhere that covers that.
Probably not.
Let's see here. I've Googled it. Go ahead.
You guys know of any, I don't know, sites? Basically, I'm trying to find something like a red dot site, but that would similar to like the Hollow Sun or something like that, or the SIG, whatever they call it there. But I'd prefer one with a like mil dot, either mil dots or something besides just the single dot. Any suggestions on that?
Yeah, what for 223 or what are you shooting it?
Yeah, 5.56.
Hang on, let me stop my cam for a minute. I have a box.
This right here. This is what I have on my KSG.
What's battery life on that? That's probably not. You're probably looking at like 7,000 hours at best on something like that. So I'm thinking something that's you're looking 30,000, 50,000, or even possibly solar.
Well, if you're gonna go something like that, then you just want to go with a Holosun.
So this thing
Holosun has the solar panel.
This thing has been running on one of my CMP ARs forever, dude. And it's not. So I went through some real high-end sites before I actually kind of decided to try this one out, just on a kind of a gag. It was on sale, and it has run great. It is a good little sight, and especially if you're shooting out 300 yards or less, it's not bad.
Is there any illumination with it?
Yeah, it'll red and green illuminate.
Okay.
Let's see. It's 1 to 4
battery life.
Yeah, let's see. Battery life is, I don't know, dude. I've been running it for 20 matches now and not replaced the batteries on it.
So what kind of battery does it take?
It takes one of those little 230s or whatever, one of the big circle ones. I can never remember what that's called.
Yeah, the one that True Glow that I have on mine. So like on a lot of your desktop computers, that battery that's sitting on there.
I don't know what it is. Yeah,
that's the same the CR20
CR230 or 23 or yeah, it's one of those.
2033 or something like that. Yep, the CR2032 battery.
Yeah, but it's parallax out to 300 yards. Got a 3.7-inch eye relief. I mean, it says it'll run up to a 500, and I've only run it through a 223, and to be honest, it's run great.
Now, do they make one of them hollow suns? Maybe I'm missing it. That has a mil dot or something on there besides just a single dot, or the 65 mil dot ring.
They
I'm
have
trying to get something I can adjust for for distance as I'm going, in a sense. If it's zeroed in for say mid range, so I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but I'd like to use it for more than just close quarters if I had to. So I'm looking for something along those lines. So like that, what he's showing, looks nice. But I don't know. Like the parallax, stuff like that. It'd be nice if, they didn't have to worry about it. Basically, I just need a hollow sun with mil dots or something
This one
similar.
has an adjustable parallax. This one will run out to 300 on an adjustable parallax. This is a minimum 2.5 out to a 9.
Okay.
And then it's got a mount on top for a
slight
red dot.
magnification would be nice as well. So
Yeah.
So you could go with something like this: the Hollow Sun HE 510C.
yeah, still no mil dots or nothing there.
Yeah,
Your optic would look like.
No good.
yeah. I think
I
the
want
first
some type of drop chart, something I can judge from. So
I think the first things I see mil dots on are actual scopes with magnification. Somebody can probably tell me about a red dot that has that, but like this one has specific mil dot sets on it. I don't even know if you can see that on there. And you can set those up. Like on mine, my scope zeroed for the center of the dot is 100 yards. The next one down is 200 or 250, and the next one 350.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So that way on the fly you can quickly engage, and obviously you can Kentucky winners or adjust or whatever you want to call it, but still it's nice to have that as a reference point.
It's crazy. There's a scope in this box that I didn't know I had. So you can see, by the way, how much I like that scope, because what was on it before is now off. Hood range. Well, so I like a battle rifle to be max out ranged at 300 yards. And so with an AR platform, that's pretty easy. You zero it at 25 and then you're zero again at 300 yards. But there are some people, and I think it's a 37-yard zero is starting to become more and more popular. And so there's a lot of different ways to do that. I run EOTechs on my battle rifle, and so I know exactly where I am top and bottom of those. Midnight.
Hood range. Yeah, no, midnight. I just like to be able to reach out and touch something if I have to. So, I guess never was a huge red dot fan. So, yeah, it seems like you're losing a little bit, I guess. So, but red dots are quick. So close stuff. I mean, it's hard to beat. So. So it'd be nice to have something if I could find, that has a red dot for closer range, this and that. But if you did have to reach out and touch something, it gives you a little bit of a scale out there. So
I think there's that separation. So like my home defense shotguns don't have any sight on them. They've got lasers on them. And people are like, well, you just got iron sights on it. Why didn't you put a red dot on it? I said, because I can put a laser in the middle of someone's chest a lot faster than I can swing a red dot up. And so there's a lot of different thought processes about that. But when it gets out to, I like a 3 MOA red dot. I like particularly on a battle rifle, I like having the ability to magnify that red dot. And as long as the computer between your ears knows what that differences in those ranges are, then you're good to go. So here's Midnight Range does a 36.75 foot zero.
I'm still waiting for this question to be answered. How the fuck do you adjust for wind in other states if you don't live in Kentucky?
So anybody who ever qualified with a rifle in the service at some point qualified on a 25-yard target to figure out whether or not they had the M16 zeroed or not. Well, I took my first shot, looked at the target, realized that I was 2 inches left of center, and adjusted and pulled the trigger again. And the drill sergeant smacked me in the Kevlar with the cleaning rod and said, "Stop Kentucky windage, redneck."
So,
I got pulled up for one of the times we had to go out where it actually counted. We just left after morning PT and all rifles are stacked in a kind of 4-way stack where it rises up.
Right.
And you don't have time to, get your rifle. You're just grab a gun and go. And we went right out to qualify. Ended up qualifying with another guy's rifle. We couldn't switch it around quick enough, so didn't get the opportunity. Some people did, and it worked out all right, but basically the same way. First shot or two, I realized I was off, adjusted for it, and knocked out the rest. So
yep,
just get by.
Defense says he ordered a primary arms ×2 5 prison scope with quick access reticle. Ooh, that does sound pretty fun. So if PSA brought Remington ammo, I hope that we'll soon start seeing Remington ammo on shelves again, because there ain't none of it here.
I care less for Remington ammo personally, except their shotgun stuff. I like their shotgun ammo, but as far as their handgun ammo, the UMC and stuff, I've had nothing but bad luck. Stuff runs, but you can almost feel the difference almost just about in every round. The stuff I've gotten, I even laid them out on a table because I was like, what is going on? And pulled them out, and there was like different heights. It was like looking at a chart going across the table. I'm like, oh my God, like not even just one or two. It was like every round was set differently. And so every time you pull the trigger, it felt different. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. It's just.
Every ammunition I buy is like that, dude. Every one of them. Dude,
wow,
look at that.
I've only noticed it with the UMC and where I actually felt the difference. So I'm a cheap son of a bitch, but I'm not that cheap. Screw that. I'll go buy something else.
Check out this optic that Defense Dad just put up. That thing's pretty sweet. It's got lead markers on it and everything.
Are you looking at it?
Yeah.
Why don't you screen share?
I can't see it.
Oh, can I screen share? Hang on.
You should be able to screen share.
Share screen. Okay, can we see my screen now?
You have to. Did you click on share screen?
Let's see. Firefox. Firefox.
Oh, wow. And then you want to.
Okay, can we see my screen now? This may not be worth it. That didn't work. Stop. Share screen.
Is that a Nighthawk moment?
Stop the bad stuff. Okay, do I have any crap on my screen that's going to get me lectured? No. Okay. Okay, can we see it now?
There you go.
Yes.
Okay, so check this thing out. So it's got a standard mil dot set up on it.
Nice. Yep.
And then it's got lead markers on it. Okay. It's got quick elevation or quick size access for range, quick easy range detector there. It looks like it's got different mounts with it. That's pretty sweet, dude. I think I'm gonna have to get me one of these.
Yeah. I mean,
It's not a
the
bad
battery life might not be there for me, but everything else might check out. So
Yeah. I mean, they've even got it mounted on crappy rifles, and it looks good.
It's $200, but it's out
Yeah.
of stock.
I mean, that's good. That's real
Good.
good. I just hit the first website, right? I don't know if you can find one, but I like that site having those lead markers on
Yeah,
it.
that
I
would
love
actually-
this.
I mean, I don't know if I'd really put that on my shotgun, but
No, but on a rifle, I mean, that's
well, to me, it seems smart and it's best of both worlds.
Yep.
And if you have somebody else that's going to use your rifle, is familiar with shooting, they can get a reference probably a lot quicker as well. So,
good call, Defense Dad. Okay, let's see if
Yeah,
I can get
thank
out
you.
of here.
I'll be checking it out. I screenshotted it, so
Sweet.
after this, I'll be on the PC checking stuff out.
okay. So, Kingpin says at G23. All right, how about this? I have a link to a link for a challenge. 6 shots from 20-25 yard. No practice. First shots. No sights. Just standard pistol sights. Pistol only. Grand prize $100. Small channel.
Dude, I've got this. I shoot 25 yards with weapons I've had for a week every week.
So, it sounds like it would be a pretty good challenge.
So, wait a minute. How do we verify they're not using the sights?
Probably your when they say no sights, I'm pretty sure they're talking about no optics, no red dots, no.
Well, let's get clarification from the man
You want
himself.
verifications. You got to put hard stipulations out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the
Well-
camera starts, rolls. You do everything you do on that one take. No
Yep.
editing, no nothing. When it comes down to money on the table. So
Yeah, it has to be a
believe me,
one-take
I will
process.
sniff it out if he only took 7 steps instead of 12. I will know.
Right here it says just standard pistol sights.
Okay, just standard pistol sights. How come I don't know who Fox Firearms is? I need to subscribe to this guy. He's only got 148 subscribers. Let's give him some love. I mean,
So it's a challenge that's already going.
yeah, this guy put it out here.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool stuff.
give him some love.
It says here, medic, no optics. You have to shoot a video, start the camera,
Okay.
then set up and shoot.
So I can have my fill crew set up the camera, step behind me, I shoot, then walk from that to directly to the target. Okay, cool. That works.
But how do you figure out how do you win? I mean, closer group, tighter group, center mass.
I guess. Yeah.
Probably. You probably need your distance measured from you to the target. Obviously try to do a measurement of your groups.
I mean, are we going for most lethal shots? Because if that's the case, high chest wins. But that wouldn't win the accuracy contest if it was from X, right? Because I'm shooting high chest on a target most of the time. So if it's
Depends
0,
on the maker of the challenge,
Yeah.
So
and then is it I can set up there and shoot one shot every half hour? Can I do this 1932
And-
British marksman style?
in the end, you're still putting trust into this because
Yeah.
obviously you can start the camera, do it, and have a bad run, and then go hit it again and go hit it
Yep.
again until
Yep.
your 15 run of the run of the day, and then take your best one and say, yeah, that was the first one.
This was
So-
absolutely what I did. Yeah.
People are sneaky when money's involved.
Nighthawk
Yep.
Medic has to use an Astra 25. No TVC. I will be breaking out the secret weapon for this challenge. And if you're a fan of my channel, you'll know what the secret weapon is. If you're not, you're currently saying, "What is this dick saying?" I have a
So you're
weapon.
gonna get your wife to shoot for you?
That's not it.
Exactly.
No, I have a pistol that I will use for any challenge that I ever had, and it used to be my CCW pistol.
It's a Glock 19.
No, it is not. I would not. I would not shoot my Glock 19 in a competition. It's actually a Browning high power, and at 25 yards, that thing is a nail driver.
Yeah, parts flying off your gun in a competition is never a good thing. Plus, trying to chase them down, the guys yelling at you, they think you're taking the brass, and you're like, honest, it's a Glock. You know I'm looking for my sights, and they're like, calm down. It's just a bad deal.
Man, I have never had a sight come flying off my Glock.
I have had a sight coming flying off of a pistol before. It was a 1911.
If you swap out your sights, most of the sites tell you to use Loctite, and for any, I mean, if you're putting it on an M&P, you swap out your sights. You should be Loctite in those. It doesn't matter what manufacturer it is.
Your guns are loose and sloppy, man.
Mm-hmm.
My sights were so tight, I broke a sight pusher trying to push them out.
It was a
And then I had to
357.
make a dang relief cut in the sight just to get the damn things out. And putting them in pretty snug too. So let me tell you.
Left to right, Outcast. Left to right.
Yeah, I don't remember, but either way.
No,
it's I don't know. My sights are fine, is all I'm saying.
Had the sight pop off of was that 357 1911? Shoot.
And most of the time, the sight that goes flying is your front sight. It's not your rear sight. It's your front sight that goes flying.
Yeah, it was the front sight on a Kunan popped off. Actually, TPC, the more I think about that, I think they have an Astra for sale at my local gun shop. Now I want to try that. Yeah, I know they have an Astra for sale.
Okay, so when you do it, just remember to tag his channel in there and say, "This is for you, TPC."
Yeah, that's not a $600 gun though. They want $600 for it. I'm not paying $600 for an Astra in 9mm.
Tell them that you'll give them $250.
Look, these people are nice to me, but they're not stupid.
Okay, fine. Tell them $375.
Have we all gone over and signed up for this guy's channel?
No.
Because this is clearly a cry for friends.
Now, has anybody went and signed up and started subscribing to like Rougarou, to like Two Gun Kitty? Those guys are still sitting way low.
Rougarou's, I think, been stuck at 36 for a while.
I'm signed up for him. He made some pretty good content. Did you see the gun he put together for or I would call it multiple, or not even, it's a firearm, right? For the zombie challenge?
That 300 zombie?
Yeah. If he doesn't win, I'm sorry.
The 12 gauge?
Yes.
Dude, that was awesome.
The 12-shot, 12-gauge slam fire. I mean,
hey, we got Mario out in the crowd.
Midnight.
But
it's a lifetime supply.
And Two Gun Kitty, shit, he's been stuck at like 70 something for forever. He's a good guy. He makes pretty good content.
Fortunately, I'm one of them people that just has one account, so I can only sub to you people once. So I do what I can. People.
Yep.
I have 2 YouTube channels, and I don't think I even realized I had another one until the other day.
Well, okay, so if you do StreamYard, they'll automatically set you up a second account. Like, I don't know why, but they do. Even though you say, hey, I'm going to be StreamYarding to this other account over here, they automatically set you up with a second account.
Oh, wait a minute. So is it going to have my same name on it? Have I just created a problem for myself where people will be subbing to the wrong account?
No.
Huh.
So, yeah, like I have 2 accounts, but
I don't
I
have
only
2 accounts.
use... They created a second one for me when I set it.
I have one that was for an old video game that I used to play. My friends were not intelligent enough to write code for it. You had to write code within the game to do different things in it. So I used to write code for them and explain how to write the code for them and things like that. And so it has 30 subscribers. I want to go over there and say, hey, any of you guys like gun content? Come on over.
So are you telling us you're a hacker?
Yes.
No, I'm not a hacker, but I understood how to write C++ and deal with Python back in the day.
Who are you working for?
Nobody.
NSA.
Look into the light.
You notice he went real.
Nobody.
He went super, super quiet and was like, "Wait, crap! I just got caught."
No, trust me, you would
Don't
know.
pay
I'm not
any
that good
attention
at
to those vans pulling up.
Right. The guy's piling out. Mario says, you likey pew pew? No, I would make a pretty crappy government agent.
I would too. I'd smack people too often. Oh wait, that'd qualify me for FBI any day of the week.
Sometimes people need a good smacking.
I just don't drop my gun on a dance floor. That's my disqualifying factor.
Let me tell you what, social
Get the
media.
right holster, man.
Social media has gotten a lot of people accustomed to being smart to people and not getting smacked in the mouth. And that's a problem. YouTube Red was free with new accounts. A cousin of mine would make a new account when the free trial was up. That's funny.
Yeah, so what I was doing, and I reached out to my friend. This is a guy that I
Yeah.
in the PSA store there in Ridgeland, South Carolina. And he's now the assistant manager, which is what I was in that store. And he said that apparently the PSA, and again, unconfirmed, I have no confirmed paperwork, but the PSA's purchase of Remington ammo is moving ahead. And hopefully we'll see I'd like to see some PSA branded ammo. And I think that would be pretty cool. But they're going to keep the plant. They're keeping the workers, as far as I know. And
Well, that's pretty sweet.
maybe even adding on some more jobs, which would be good to get some people working.
Yeah. Well, you've got people like New York who just absolutely believe those people should laid off and their children should be starving in the streets, totally destitute. And then you have the rest of us in the firearms community who believe that even though Remington may have occasionally had some product issues, that it wasn't due to the quality of human beings that worked there.
Have you ever shot a golden dud? Can you make it through 2 magazines? Just 2. They had one job, man. One job.
One job.
The first thing, Remington needs to move out of New York.
I think Outcast needs to move out of New York. I keep trying to get him to come down to Tennessee.
Yep.
Well, you know how you get him down to Tennessee, right?
I've offered him food. I don't know what else.
Drive up there, offer to take him out to dinner. When he gets in the car, you just drive to Tennessee. You say, I didn't say where dinner was.
So that's called kidnapping.
I've ended up at strip
That's
clubs
only
that
if
way.
you don't allow
Yeah,
them
me
to.
too.
That's only if you don't allow them to leave. He is free to walk back to New York from Tennessee at any point in time he so decides.
I think we all have friends, Foss, who've gotten us into strip clubs under the guise of let's go to a bar.
Or hey, trust me, they've got great hot wings. Where is this place?
It's in the part of town you don't go at night.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the stage. Cinnamon, everybody.
We'll stop by the ATM, get cash.
Get lots.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta have a lot of cash here. They don't like cards.
Oh Lord.
They prefer dollar bills.
Kingpin thinks that's a solid plan, and I still think that kidnapping is not a good idea. Let's be honest. In the world of people to kidnap, people who've shot guns on camera are probably not the kind of guys you want to grab.
Oh,
Whoa, we lost somebody pulled a Nighthawk. What happened?
No.
yep, Nighthawk. That's it's just gonna stick.
So
Yeah.
I asked my friend too. I asked him in the store. So especially when a new item is released, so all the stuff that came out from PSA, from SHOT Show, and then now with the Dagger, if they see them in the retail store, that's usually a sign that they have production ramped up.
Yeah.
They're delivering them pretty regularly. He said that they had not seen any yet in the retail store. So
Yeah.
that means they have like an initial run. They're going to release those. They're going to sell out, and then they're going to build up production to release, because you want people to walk into your stores, see it, smell it, taste it, touch it, whatever. So
That sells itself. Yep.
Whoa.
I've got the feelers. I've got the feelers out there. So hopefully, sometime soon, he will reach out and give me the heads up. I'm not saying I'm going to get one. I'm just saying that I might be able to find a way to get one, and if I do, I will definitely share.
Take me up on my offer.
I didn't say that.
You know, I think to this day the best sales technique. Had no intention of reviewing that 9, that M&P EZ, and then they put that thing in my hand, and it worked so great. I was like, new handgunners need to know about this weapon. The people that watch my channel should totally understand this thing. Because if I was going to design a firearm for new shooters, that's the gun that I would design right there.
The only part that he heard. Okay, that does not sound good. Oh, that did not sound good to the part of the what's on the screen. You hear that sound in the background.
No, that's awesome, man. When a company can knock something out of the park, and, it's even better when it's Smith & Wesson.
Yeah, I was impressed as heck by that pistol, man. It definitely should have a break-in, but it runs like a champ.
Yeah. When it comes to sales, I think the best technique, the best thing that works is selling a damn good product.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't matter what it is. All you have to do is present it, and it'll show its worth to the customer. So you just stand back and ask how many. I mean, anything you got to be pushy for probably ain't a great product to begin. So
no,
I don't know if anybody that's new out there is considering taking that sales job where they guarantee $1,200 a week and this and that or some crap down at your local dealership. I'd advise against it if you have bills to pay. So sales is a really tricky deal. So it's not what it seems sometimes. And if you don't have a certain look or image, sometimes you don't stick around long anyway. So
and there's a personality associated with it too. And I've told people lots of times, if the moment that somebody thinks you're making crap up, you're done. It's not going to work. You have to get to know the person. You have to treat the person like they're quality, and nobody cares what you know till they know you care, right? And so good salesmanship is an entirely different process, and it takes persistence. You have to be persistent as heck. Defense Dad, time to turn the brain off.
I thought that was the whole reason why he was watching this. was to numb the brain.
Dude, I'm excited. I want to go do this challenge tomorrow. Not to win the $100, but just for fun.
Yeah. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get out to go shooting, because we finally got some rain to knock down all the smoke and everything and kind of get the fires pretty good under control. But then again, Monday we're supposed to go back into the 90s, so that's going to turn around and screw, the fire danger from being extreme low to extreme hazard again. So Mario says challenge.
I just dropped in the link.
Yep.
Vince Dad's. Oh, good.
Time spent, like you're talking about selling, and I recall I am not a professional salesman, but when you're working in a gun store, obviously that's part of the job is selling. But the interesting thing is that for people who are less informed, they need more information, more data. There are people who spend, we know them, hours, days, months, years researching, analyzing, comparing, doing statistics, whatever. And then when they come to buy a gun, they've already decided between one or two firearms. It's do you have what they want, and are you willing to sell it for the price they're willing to pay? Now, in a retail store, you can't really change. We can't change prices. I can't say this gun's $1,000 and they're like, well, I'll give you $500. There's no negotiation because we run a chain. So, but we still have competitive prices. But the funny thing is people would come in and ask questions about the firearm, and you could already tell by their demeanor, if you were able to read people at all, how much they wanted it. You didn't really need to sell them on it. It's just basically allowing them to make the decision. And I've even seen, have you ever seen buyer's remorse?
Oh, yeah.
You've never seen it worse than in a gun store when someone had just stepped on it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I watched a guy spend close to 10 grand in one go, and the look on his face, it was like, okay, we're ringing this up and we're showing him all the prices. Everything's above board. Here's what you're paying. Yep, that's what I want. Yep, that's what I want. And then when he went to pay for it, I was like, this guy's not going to have a good conversation with his wife when he gets home.
Well, that's why you have to have that relationship first and covered all your responsibilities and things.
It was always asking them what they want. So he ended up buying, the rifle he bought was an HK308. So HK308, fully decked, optics, everything. So by the time he was done, he was pushing like $9,500.
Well,
but that's what he wanted. We gave him what he wanted. We helped him find the things he wanted, the specs he needed, and he had a really nice rifle. But
yeah, it can't be a hobby that consumes you. It should run great.
I tell you, if I bought and spent 10 grand on a firearm, it would get one bullet through it.
I don't know.
That comes into perspective, because this guy, obviously, I don't know if he had the money. He spent the money, but we've also had folks who come in and say, listen, I don't make a lot of money. I work at this local place. I need something for protection. So we're going to help that person find a reliable, dependable firearm that they can afford and that they feel confident shooting. So it doesn't matter if you've got 10,000 or you've got 200. The principle to me is the way I looked at it in the gun store, and I liked working with the guys who were like that, is to help that person find whatever it is so that they feel confident that, hey, I made a good purchase. I feel confident with this firearm. I'm going to continue to shoot it, train with it, practice, educate myself, and then come back here because these guys helped me. They didn't make fun of me. They didn't go, oh, you can't buy the $10,000 gun, get out, because nobody likes that.
Happy customer is a repeat customer.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
that goes beyond just the sale of the item. It's, experience how it worked out for them, all that type of stuff. They figure out years later you duped them into that convertible and they were having 2 kids. They may not choose to go back to you the second time around. So
Absolutely.
Wow, we got people dropping. It must have been an internet drop again.
Yep. Nighthawk drop.
So Kingpin got what I was saying.
Oh,
are you
well,
playing poker here or something?
yeah.
Like every time Nighthawk pops back in, he's wearing something less. So I mean,
I guess he's
just
playing.
let me know, because if he ends up losing too much, I got better things to do, guys.
Somebody brought up dollar bills, so you started this. I mean,
No,
It was
$1.
definitely-
That's all it takes, huh? You cheap son of a.
Hey, that's 1 9mm bullet. I got to make it somehow. Don't hate the player, just hate the game. But hey, I appreciate you bringing me in, G23. I got to go take the little lady, get some dessert. We will see you boys later. Have an amazing night.
Yep.
Later,
Stay
Alan.
safe.
Take
Keep
care.
one in the chamber.
Later.
Oh. Yeah. So, yeah, like I was kind of being a smart ass about if I drop 10 grand on a gun without like talking it over with the wife, yeah, there would be only one bullet being fired through that, because that'd be her
The
killing
wife
me.
shooting you, right? She's smart. She just shoots you with one of the other ones and take that back. But
yeah. Well,
never
you're still
been fired.
right. Shoot me with a different gun and then take the other one back.
Or just run you over. That way she can sell all the guns and there's not an investigation of all the guns.
Or you do like what a UPS driver did here in Southern Oregon, and you start randomly shooting at cars going down the freeway.
Right.
So that this way,
Or you stop
Just a
giving your
random-
wife ideas and you
Right?
can sleep easy at night.
my wife wouldn't shoot me. I don't have any life insurance.
Ammo's not cheap.
And the ammo's not cheap. That's right.
I'm worth about $750,000 to my wife.
Now, is that double indemnity?
I believe so.
So that's 1.5 million if you die by accidental death.
And if she goes, it's a whole lot less.
Yep.
You better up that ante there, buddy. Sugar mamas are only going up in price, so not sugar mamas, but if you want to be 80 and have that 30-year-old wife, you're going to need a lot of money.
So we talk about good salesmen versus bad salesmen. In 2013, I was in South Carolina, and I went to a Dodge dealership to buy the.
First mistake.
I went there intending to buy the Dodge Dart with a manual 6-speed, and I went in. And the salesman came up, and I'm like, "Hey, I want a Dodge Dart manual 6-speed." Well, I got these cars over here. Blah blah blah. We can get you into a Challenger. We can get you into a Charger. Blah blah blah. I'm like, I want a Dodge Dart. And he's like, trying to push all these other cars, and I ended up leaving that dealership, went over to Nissan, and the Nissan guy was like, what are you looking at? I'm like, I was like, yeah, I have no clue. You know, because I told him, I was like, hey, I was going to go buy a Dodge. And I explained to him, and he's like, we can look at whatever you want. We can take whatever you want out on a test drive, blah, blah, blah. And so we ended up buying a Nissan Sentra that day. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to go over and let the guys over at Dodge know that they just walked out of they just talked themselves right out of a guaranteed sale, and I'm going to thank them for that commission that I just made off the sale. Because I was looking at the time, the Dodge Dart was only like $16,000 fully loaded, and I went and paid $23,000 for a Nissan because those salespeople. So.
And you're a sucker. You know, there's more dealerships than one, right? Could have went to the next Dodge dealer, told them about the horrible experience you had, got a discount on top of it.
Well, I wasn't too familiar with South Carolina. I had been there for like 4 months. So I was in the Greenville area. And so, yep.
Yeah, honestly, you're probably better off with the Nissan anyway.
Yeah, it had a better warranty. And Nissan gave us a hell of a good, because we owned Nissans. You know, we had a 300 turbo, and so they gave us Nissan loyalty and gave us a bunch of other stuff on top of it. So we got a lot of good perks because we went with, you know, being a brand loyal. That's exactly what I was thinking. It would have been good for a gun vault under the passenger seat. But, yeah. And then I went into the Dodge dealership here in Southern Oregon, and I was, you know, I told the sales guy, hey, I'm just looking, you know, and he was kind of being pushy. So I ended up taking a Rogue out for a test drive, and then I get back, and I was like, I had kind of contemplated maybe if depending upon the price, I was like, well, maybe I'll buy it. We get back from the test drive and everything, and he's like, well, I didn't realize that I had an appointment and they showed up, blah, blah, I'm going to pass you off. I'm like, yep, I don't want the fucking car. Period. So, yeah. Kingpin says Dodge made one good car and Al Bundy bought it.
The mighty Dodge.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm just every manufacturer I think has its ups and downs, but certain years of certain manufacturers I just tend to avoid. And some of those Dodges I just think are, you know, they're fussy in my opinion. You know, the Hemis, you got the dual plugs in every cylinder. Like those back couple cylinders are a bitch to get into. Like something that should take you, you know, half hour, 40 minutes. You know, you're taking a lot longer. Everything just seems to be more money. The newer, some of the, I was trying to think of what my friend has, the Charger or whatever. I think it's a Charger. I can't think of what model, and she's got about close to 500 horse and heads or whatever. But there's a catch can. He's got to empty it, every so many thousand miles and stuff in the front. There's just all types of little things that just, I don't know. They're real fussy. They run great when you're good. You know what you're doing. If you're a Dodge mechanic or something, that there's they run, but it just seemed quite fussy and pricey to me. So I like quick, easy, cheap shit to fix and work on. But again, I'm a cheap, easy son of a bitch. So
So, have you ever tried changing a spark plug on or plug 6 on a 84, 85 Nissan 300ZX Turbo?
Yeah, I had one in the pickup. I had.
No,
it was on the little 4-cylinder with like 8 plugs in it.
Yeah, no, the Nissan 300ZX Turbo, back from the 80s, that 3000 block that they had, it was a V6. That plug 6 sat behind the exhaust manifold under your throttle body. Well, you had to be very, very careful when you went in there. And I had ran the car for like 10, 15 minutes. I let it sit for like 2 hours, thinking, okay, it's going to be pretty, it should cool down. I had the hood up the whole time. I stuck my hand back there. Hand got stuck. Exhaust manifold was hot as hell. I still have a scar on the back of my hand from that thing.
Yeah. You get that from like Toyotas too if you're trying to do an oil filter in a hurry. So they sell little burn sleeves, and it sounds stupid, but they're actually worth it if you're doing stuff. Don't feel like waiting all day. So, and some stuff is better to do hot, so it'll actually come apart easily than once it cools down. So, it's obviously different parts, different manufacturers, different things, but definitely I'd say invest in one of them sleeves. So they're not expensive, so not too bad. I think you get one for like $15. So, but yeah, it's a blessing, so you don't end up losing a few shades of, or sizzling your skin off there.
So I see we have the chicken in the house, Mr. Gizzard Gary. Welcome. Yeah, when you were doing the spark plug on that car, you had to run your hand pretty much up against the firewall, and then kind of snake your arm and everything in there, and when you hit that hot exhaust pipe, and you tried pulling back, your arm got locked in place, and you're like, there was no quick movements in that car when you were working on it. And the alternator, oh my God, the alternator was a pain in the butt to change. You had to go underneath the car, and it was like a 30-step process to remove the alternator.
Yeah, I don't buy vehicles like that. Not myself, no. I like to be able to fix it like in an auto store parking lot if I have to keep moving. So, in some cases, so MacGyver something on the fly, easy. So, all that's ridiculous. I mean, shoot, there was a time I had to wait till payday to get a starter, so I just parked on a hill, pop started everywhere I went until payday got it started. So, it's getting it done, man. So a lot of these things you can't. Especially a lot of the newer cars, you can't bypass certain things. It just kicks you right in the limp mode. You got all types of issues. So, but everybody has their flavor with things. So.
Jason Stewart says he has an 87 300ZX with 105,000 miles. And the 87 still has the body style I like. I just hate their front bumper. pretty much 86, 85 was the last year that they had the really good bumpers. In 86, they went to the same color front bumper that was all painted, and went to a one-piece bumper or a two-piece bumper because it had the air dam underneath and then the bumper, so it was a two-piece. Whereas in 80, 84, 85, it was a four-piece bumper. So you could actually...
Jason opens up to you, tells you about his baby, and the first thing you do is start criticizing his bumper. Jeez, what a guy.
That's Z people. Z people, oh, yep. Yeah. Z cars are great cars. They're so much fun. They'll save your life.
There's one in my local junkyard. It's got the engine's marked is still good. So I was like, got me thinking, like, man, if I could get some tubing or something, I could make something real fun, but nowhere to really play with it.
Is it a turbo? Is it a turbo model or is it a non-turbo?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't recall.
Did the hood have a scoop on it or no? Yes, Mr. Faust?
I think the hood was up, so I didn't even see it. Like top of the hood. I didn't pay no attention because the hood was open.
Were you saying something, Mr. Faust?
I was just going to say I had an uncle that had a bunch of 280Zs.
Oh, yeah. 280s are so much fun.
He had one that would... He put it on a 4x4. So he had one 4x4Z.
Oh, my God.
But he also had a couple Jeeps and a 4x4 Chevy van.
There was a guy over in East Wenatchee, Washington, who had a Corvette that he had put on a Toyota frame, Toyota 4x4 frame.
Yeah.
And, he'd put, and yeah, turned it into a 4-wheel drive. It had the Corvette, everything, motor, all of it was there. It's just that he was running like 33 1250s on there. It was, oh my God. It was a redneck. Boss is like, that might have been my uncle.
I gotta run, guys. I'll catch you later, though. Have a good evening. Thanks for the invite.
You're welcome. Be safe.
Thanks as always.
Yep.
It's always a pleasure. And thanks again for the invite.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome. So does anyone else have any topics they want us to talk about? We can definitely turn this into a car chat.
What was your first car?
My very first car that I bought was a 76 Mazda 808 station wagon. I paid $600 for it. I bought it from a mechanic who had turned it into a little sleeper car. So it was pretty fast. Manual 4-speed in there. It looked just like the old Toyota Corolla station wagons.
Yeah.
It was like that small. I used to keep the back of that thing packed with speakers. There was a nice little hidey hole in the back seat. You could open up the driver rear door and just lift the seat a tiny bit, and you could store some rifles under the seat, and or any kind of guns under the seat. We did that a few times. Almost got killed in that car. Out playing in the dirt hills. Took a dirt road in between Rock Island and Waterville. It's called Rock Island Grade over there. And there's 2 sharp turns out there, but one of them is all of a sudden you'll just see a sign that says 15 mile an hour corner, but it's the only marked sign out there. And I hit that corner thinking I was like, okay, well, we've got the first corner coming up. Well, I didn't realize we had already went through the first corner, and I hit that second one, which was a 15 mile an hour corner, and I was doing like 65 miles an hour on a dirt road. So started flipping just flipping. I went from looking at a 300-foot drop off to a 10-foot embankment and just flipping back and forth. I went from sitting in the driver's seat to sitting in the passenger seat, back and forth. Yes, I was not wearing a seatbelt.
Jason Stewart's running his chat, and he's in your chat.
Is Stewart running it?
Yeah, he started his chat.
I don't have my phone on me.
Yeah, my first car was a 1971 Ford Maverick.
I know
blue.
the Outlaw went live.
Yeah, I think Yankees live too.
Yep.
But my sister would borrow it all the time, and she took it to a party. Her friend borrowed it from her and was probably drunk and crashed, totaled it.
Yep. Yeah, there. The only car I've ever crashed was the wife's 84 300ZX Turbo. I was driving it in the wintertime, and I hit 3 different patches of black ice before I finally lost control of the car. I see we have Mr. Ozzy, who says he just got home from work. Out there printing our good reading materials. Yes, it was a very, very fun corner, especially on dirt. You drift that corner. If you planned it right, you could easily hit it at 35, 40 and just slide that corner. But when you're not expecting it and you hit it at 65, you're not set up to drift it. And dirt roads are not very forgiving. So, yep. So, if you could have one car from your past, what would it be?
My 68 Satellite. I loved that car very, very much.
I was thinking you were going to go with your ex-girlfriend's Mustang.
Well, we never dated. We just hung out. And then when we had a slight argument. I went to prom with her best friend, and then we just never talked again.
I could kind of understand that. I don't know. Women don't seem to like it when you have an argument and then you take their girlfriends out.
Yeah,
Especially to like prom or.
her best friend used to drive a old, and I forget which model, Cherokee, but an older Cherokee, and it was lifted, and she was shorter, so she had a big pillow that she'd sit on so she could see.
So if I could have any car from like that I've driven, and stuff, I'd have to go with one of my buddy's dad's '88 Z28 with a posi traction rear end. We put a 502 Ramjet underneath the hood of that thing.
Well, you said my car from the past.
I said
Not
any
other
any
people's
car
cars.
from your past.
Oh, then that would be my friend's father's 68 GTX 440.
Ooh, that would be a nice little fun car.
Yes.
Yeah, that Z28 with that posi rear end and that big block 502 underneath. My God, that thing was a beast. Yep. Patriot says, I don't have any except Matchbox, Hot Wheels. Ozzy says 76 Camaro. Well, if that's the case, 87 Buick GNX, not just for the Grand National.
That's a pretty quick car there.
Yeah.
I had a friend in high school that had a 67, 65, I can't remember, mid 60s 442 Cutlass. When that wasn't the 442, it was just a Cutlass, and it was beautiful blue. And his girlfriend got kicked out of school, so she would sit in his car during school out in the parking lot. And she took off one day with it and came back, and both sides down, bumper to bumper, both sides gouged somehow, creased it, and he would never talk about it again. Would never tell me what happened.
She bounced off some guardrails.
That's what I was guessing, but I don't know what the story was.
My 85 SS El Camino had the same Grand National front end, all black, of course, so murdered out. Yep.
Yeah, the fastest car out of all my friends he had a 65 El Camino with a 327 in it. It was so stinking fast, but he could not shift for shit. You couldn't put your elbow on the window when he was taking off because he would jerk so bad, the back of your arm would hit the lock.
Yep. Lock yourself in, or
Well, no,
give yourself a nice big old bruise from that.
yeah, you end up with a little red mark from from hitting it.
Yeah. I don't know. Now, if we went with not street legal, my buddy had a Chevy S10 pickup that was all set up for drag racing. So yeah, that thing was pretty darn fast. And I may have gotten a ticket for having it on the road. We had just got done doing some work to it, and so I just rolled it out on the road and on the street in front of the house and fired it up, ran it down to the next stop sign, was turning around, and a cop lit us up, just lit me up. So I was like, oops. And you could clearly tell that I just laid the rubber down the road. No other car on the road, and you could still see some smoke coming off the ground. So yeah, I was not getting out of that ticket. Fastest American production car of the 80s cost more than a fully loaded Cadillac. Ooh, ouch. Had the car for a year and a half and had been driving it and didn't change the oil. He probably wanted to know how to open the hood so that he could put a new motor in it, because he had probably grenaded it.
There was another girl at high school that did that to her Mustang. With forget which 351, if it was the Cleveland or Windsor, but she ran it out of oil and blew it up. But they were a well-to-do family, so her dad replaced the motor.
Yeah. So, does anyone in the chat want to jump on the panel? If not, I may go ahead and call it a night. So, Defense says the GNX package was $10,000 over regular Grand National, and they only made 500 of them. I had a 69 Dodge A100 custom pickup that had factory AC and a 318 wide block underneath the hood. So in 69, half of those motors were the pre-LA make and then the LA make. So it depended upon where, like, if you popped the hood and the motor was right there at eye level, you had the wide block pre-LA make. And if it sat down low in the wheel well and, was your small, you had the LA make in there. And that light block in there was so nice, especially when it had factory AC and an automatic. So in '69, that was one hell of an expensive truck.
Yeah, my satellite had factory AC. It never worked. And, I was too poor to ever fix it.
The '69 Dodge, I picked it up for $600, and I told the wife that it had AC, and she's like, "Oh yeah, funny. You roll the windows down, and you do 40 miles an hour. Yeah, it's got AC." I was like, "Nope." And I actually turned the AC on. You could only run the AC for 5 minutes, and then you'd have to shut it off because it would get so ice cold in there, it would freeze you out. So yeah, the AC still had worked and everything. So in the truck, it was a $300 truck with a $3,000 AC option, and then another, I think, $1,500 option for the automatic transmission. Yeah, we have a lot of Elcos that are running around the area that I live in, and I've seen a couple of them that go up for sale, and they're pretty proud of those Elcos. You're probably not touching an Elco around here for less than $10,000 to $12,000.
Yeah, I'd rather have a Malibu over El Camino.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would have ever sold that car, even if I couldn't drive anymore. I don't know. I would have probably had the oil drained, had the motor and tranny rebuilt, and just left sit in the garage.
So guys, what's new? What's new in the block?
I think we solved the world's problems, except we forgot about it.
Nice.
Yeah. Not. Still trying to decide if I'm gonna try talking the wife into letting me go buy a used SIG in 40 cal. It's a limited edition SIG. There's only 2,003 of them ever made.
What model?
It's a 226 or 229 in 40 cal, but it's one of their. It's kind of like, you get the Moulin LeBay edition, or some of your stuff like that. It's one of the little special editions that they put out there. Yeah, you can still get a 226 or a 229. I don't remember which one it is. And everything. But for that special edition, it's
I guess you bored him.
Oops, hit the wrong button. But what I was going to say, what do you think about that M18, the SIG M18?
okay. I almost bought that for the wife instead of the RPX that I got her, or the RXP X Compact that I got her. I was actually looking at the M18.
What is the difference? I mean, other the color.
Yeah. So the M18 is the FDE, and it's the full size. So
Okay.
I figured, and it did not have an optics cut, whereas the RXP that I got her had the optics cut, or it may have had the optics cut, but it had the where if you took the optics cover off to be able to install, you lost your rear sight.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about it.
So the RXP that I got the wife is cut for the Romeo Pro, and it still has the rear sight, and they came with the suppressor height sights already installed. It came with the Sig Romeo Pro already installed.
Okay. Yeah, I might be upgrading my 365. Probably get a custom or aftermarket slide with a cut, RMR cut on it, and get the Romeo Zero on it, or either the Swamp Fox.
You could just order in the 365 XL slide and put it on your 365 that you already have.
Yeah, I just don't want the long slide. I like it compact size, so.
So yeah, I don't know.
So I'm very accurate with that 365. I like it the way it is. I just want to put a red dot on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So if it was me, going with either like the M18, I would probably just spend the 100 less and get the RXPX compact.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to keep from buying another firearm, but just upgrade the one I have.
Yeah. Does Rock Slide make a slide for it already?
No,
Optics cut?
not for the 6 yet. They're only Glocks right now, but I know Grey Ghost Precision, I think is the name of it, makes the slides for the 365 and the others.
Might be something to go ahead and get.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on getting, one of those slides and probably a threaded barrel, and then throw that either the Romeo Zero or the one that Swamp Fox has.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna take the wife's 320 back out when I can, and re-sight in the red dot, because I wasn't thinking, and when I was shooting it with just FMJ, I went and changed some of the settings to kind of to zero for the FMJs, and then not thinking about the fact that you kind of want it more set up for your defense ammo versus setting it up for your FMJs.
Have you ever seen this red dot? I haven't done a video on it. I'm still working on it, but check this out. Hold on.
Is that the ADE?
No, it's the Grace Optics.
Huh. Actually, it looks pretty nice.
And it has very nice
Battery up top.
But check out the glass. Look how thick it is.
Yeah, that's some pretty thick glass.
The only thing I don't like, wish they did have the shake awake on it. They don't have that feature on this one, but they have the auto shut off.
Yeah. The Romeo Pro has the shake awake, but
I don't know if you can see the red dot, but there it is.
yeah, it's got a nice crisp red dot on there.
I don't know. It's a learning experience, that's for sure. With red dots, I mean,
Yeah. The SIG is the first handgun that either the wife or I had that has a red dot on it, and so I keep saying I'm going to put a red dot on my 23, but I just haven't broke down and bought a red dot for it.
I like the True Glow that I got. It's got the green dot on it. I really like it.
I was thinking about going with a Holosun 407C with the green dot,
Yeah.
but then I was like, I don't know, maybe I want the 507 so that you have, you know, you can switch between your reticles, so you have your 32 MOA circle and your 2.5 or 3 MOA red dot.
Yeah, I don't know about the ones with the circle around. I never shot one or looked through one.
Yeah, the Holosuns are pretty nice. I've played around with them at gun stores and stuff, but I've actually never fired one. You know, had one on a gun and shot it. So
Yeah.
I've just been hesitant on pulling the trigger on a $300 optic, but now they should be kind of dropping.
Well, I got a
So-
Holosun. I got the, what is this one? I got from Palmetto. It was on sale. HS4783.
Yeah,
It's got the shake awake. I really like, which is this one here.
yeah, the 407s are nice. That's the circle dot. That's the red dot only.
Yeah.
The 507 has both of them, and then if you go with the red dot, it's cheaper than if you go with the green dot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I've been holding out, waiting on the version 2 to get to some of my local stores,
hmm
because I really like the version 2 over the version 1 for the fact of where the battery tray is located.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Yeah, so
I don't know. There's so many options of red dots out there. It's hard to really choose.
yeah, and then I know Obnoxious was showing off that ADE, I think it is.
hmm
And what was it, the Hungry Handgunner, I believe, did a video on it. Or no, It was Gorillas and Guns who had it on his Canic
Mhm.
and did a video on it. And it was pretty nice. So, not quite. So yeah, now you got all those different options out there. Now it's like, okay, I kind of want to go back to where we only had a few options.
Well, it's a good thing, a bad thing. When you got more companies making them, then they got to
you
compete
drive
with
the price
prices.
down. Yeah. Yep. That's the one thing that is nice. The more companies, the lower the price, but then you got to start thinking, okay, well, weigh all the options that are out there.
For real.
So, let's go ahead and start giving our closing plugs. We'll shut this down. We got 3 people out in the crowd. We got 3 diehard. And I know one of them's probably Defense Dad and Patriot in the Dark. These guys are doing pretty good on the comments.
Yeah, they're talking G bodies.
Yep. G body versus Fox body versus. So, Mr. Faust, what do you got going?
Oh, not much. As always, if you haven't checked out Kingpin's channel, please check him out. Subscribe. I'm not sure where he's at right now, sub-wise, but he's getting close to 1,000. It'd be kind of nice. He deserves to be up there. He does a lot for a lot of channels and never asks for anything in return. Never promotes his own channel. So if you get a chance, if you watch this later, check him out.
Yep. Thanks again for showing up. And if anyone's out there watching and it's not subbed to you, they need to go subscribe to you also, because you do the same. You're out there, promoting everyone, putting everyone's channel links in the comments, and so we need to get you some love out there. Mr. Carolina, what's going on? What's going to be happening?
Just a lot of few videos coming, a lot of stuff got on my plate right now, but working hard as possible as I can to get them out there. Especially with ammunition costs, it makes it harder for gun channels to make videos nowadays. But that's about it. Just check everybody out that was here earlier as well, and everybody out there in the chat that may have a channel as well. Check them out. Check all their social medias as well if they have any. And I appreciate you letting me in. Sorry I couldn't stick around or say much earlier.
Oh, that's right. I know earlier we had a pretty lively discussion going on.
Definitely, but appreciate the invite.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for showing up, and awesome video earlier on your TAC pack. You can go ahead and just declare me the winner of the giveaway TAC pack and just send it on to my address.
Well, I already picked somebody. I'm pretty sure you'll find out as soon as he gets it. But that's what I'm probably doing from now on. I'm just gonna, instead of giving it away to the subs I have been giving for the past 2 years, I'm gonna try to share the love to other gun channels as well that never had one. So it's gonna be a monthly thing. I'm just gonna randomly choose somebody. You'll know who it is when I contact you and get your address information to mail you one.
Yeah, that was a nice looking punch set that was in there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was looking to get one. Kind of glad they put one in the box this month, which helped a lot. So, oh yeah, definitely put it to use.
Yep. And great little knife that I was looking at that knife. I was like, wow, that's actually a pretty nice knife.
Yes, they put a lot of CRKT knives in there. Some are pretty good and pretty decent. You know, they're not very expensive, but they're still good.
Yep. So, thanks everyone for hanging out, stopping by. Carolina has a great channel. If you're not already subscribed, go check them out. Patriot in the Dark, Defense Dad. They both got some really great content. And Patriot has a very unique way of doing his videos. And it's always awesome to watch his videos. So again, thanks for hanging out, and hope to see you next Saturday evening. Later.
Bye bye.